Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, Leo King, and we're here live for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love report, astrology and tarot-wise for the week of February the 24th through March the 1st of 2020. We're here live on highvibe.tv, where, of course, you can get all of my awesome daily video horoscopes and my weekly sun sign and my weekly tutor and my weekly tarot and my daily tarot and so much more from all the other High Vibe people. Make sure that you get our app or go to our website, highvibe.tv. And right now, my love masterclass is going to start on Wednesday. So if you want to learn how to attract a partner better, if you want to understand how to pick partners better, you want to understand your faults, and I'm going to help everybody through their own charts by actually teaching everybody how to read their charts in a way that has never been done before. And I'm going to teach the old traditional ways as well. It's going to be an 8-week course. So every Wednesday we're going to meet. It's okay if you join up later because the recordings will come out, but if you are part of it where you want to be live, there is a whole live webinar portion of it. There'll be everybody live. There'll be a way to ask questions in the chat. So join now. It's on a super awesome price. You can go to theleoking.com or highvibe.tv to get access to it. And of course, we are here tonight with Mr. Craig, and we had some problems getting the show up tonight. Mercury retrograde.
We did. It is Mercury retrograde. I've been hearing a lot about this thing. So, I had to spice it up a little bit. Trying to flip the script, radiate a little love into my life, radiate a little love into all y'all lives out there. You too, David.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was some love.
Like, this is like a typical Mercury retrograde thing. Like, the hard drive for the computer that runs this show it started clicking, and this is a brand new computer. We just built it like 4 months ago. And it has all the data that runs this whole show, and then we couldn't fix it. So we had to pull the other computer out and move the cards out of the computer that run the cameras and set it all re-up. So it was like a 3-hour ordeal.
It was a 3-hour deal.
I do want to say, though, I don't know what's going on, but man, you know what? Thank you, everybody, for watching this show. We had over 350,000 people last week alone.
Yeah, shit's booming. Blows my mind. Much appreciated. Thank you. Let's spread the word.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. Let's have some fun and spread the word. So we enjoy our time that we get to spend with you, and obviously y'all are enjoying it too. So let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, so, if you never watched the show before we go into each individual sun sign, we do a collective reading. And then, of course, we will go into your individual sun signs, which we pick from the High Vibe Red Cup. I'm going to always do the astrology, but then we do the tarot. Tonight's tarot that we are going to be doing the Golden Tarot first. Then, as our challenge position, we are going to be using the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. That'll be our second aspect here. And the challenge position. And then for the overall, I'm going to be using the original tarot, not Rider Waite, because you know what? I've got something against Rider Waite because they took Pamela's, drawings and they enhanced them more cartoony. I like her original drawings a lot better. So you can find tarot decks out there like this one I'm using is just this tarot deck, and it's the original artwork by Pamela Coleman Smith. The original. So I use this one.
Originals are always the best.
Yeah, because Rider Waite's cool, don't get me wrong, but they take like this and they enhance it more cartoony. And they take away from her original artwork that was, back then the colors weren't as poppy, I want to give her original shit. So we're going to use that as the overall, and then we're going to use that Black Moon astrology as our spiritual advice and how to get through things. I thought that would be kind of a little mix-up. And of course, for confirmations, we're going to be using my favorite deck, which is the Botticelli deck. And of course, for those that need extra help, because every week there's always a sign that needs some extra help. We got Ganesha up there for that extra help.
I think we all could use as much help as we can get.
Oh, yeah, as much help as we can get. How are you feeling about love this week? We do got we're out of a new moon, bro, but we are in a Venus is about to get really nasty with Pluto this week. Gonna be kind of, ooh.
Well, that's why I got the shades, Like I said, I'm going to radiate some love out there into the universe. So everybody that's watching, get ready to receive. Because the train is coming to town, baby.
The train is coming to town, especially the Pluto train. So let's just, get into this collective reading to start with. Let's start with this astrology first. Number one, this week we just started with a new moon in Pisces, with a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and of course, that's a great thing. I think that there's a lot of possibilities right now. We're drifting though out into the wide universal ocean of consciousness and unconsciousness and trying to figure out where things are going. Mars is with the South Node this week, so the harder you try and push for things, it's probably not going to work. One thing about Mars in the South Node meeting up here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is no matter how hard you try to make something happen and push, it'll probably fail. I should have just thought of the astrology and just sort of backed off and changed the computers right away before I went into 3 hours of trying to fight to fix something.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
But
I'm just thinking of it right now as we're doing the fucking reading. So, when it comes to love this week, if it's not going right, like do not try and fight and push and it'll just get nasty. All right. Then Venus is squaring Pluto this week, which is transformation, but it's going to bring up the truth. It's going to bring up a lot of secrets too. Ooh, so if you've been out there and you haven't been of the highest order in your partnerships, I'm sorry to say you might get exposed this week. You might want to, I'm not promoting it, but I'm just saying you better have your cell phone all fucking wrapped up the right way. And you better have those DMs wrapped up too. I'm just going to be honest with you. Venus square Pluto definitely exposes a lot. And we got Saturn with Pluto, remember. Even though they're 4 degrees apart now, Venus and Saturn are going to be starting to make their square point. And this is going to be quite an interesting week communication-wise in relationships because Mercury retrograde is going to sextile Uranus. We have Mars and the Sun this week. So there's a lot of sexual energy going around. There's a lot of weird communication. There's a lot of exposing. There's a lot of death and rebirth. This is a dramatic, intense, lot of shifty energy this week. We're in Pisces too, remember? But the Sun and Mars are in sextile. So it's like everybody's a little bit on edge and a little bit I want to get things done. But that South Node there in Mars makes it a little weird. I know some people are panicking and freaking out right now about coronavirus, and I'm just let this thing pan out, just let's not all freak out right now. But in relationships, it's almost like everybody's going through their own coronavirus. So we all got to find the love, by making different changes and by realizing that there's divine timing in life. There's things that make sense in the spiritual world, and we got to go with that. If it doesn't make sense and you're trying to fight for something that doesn't make sense, it's going to go bad.
Yeah. And be precise when you're asking the universe. If you are trying to bring some love in your life, be precise with what you want. Don't just ask for love. You got to actually say what that love looks like for you and what you're trying to get out of that relationship and what you're trying to give to that relationship. Because if you just say you want some love, then something could just fly into your life and then it can be gone right quick. So let's actually be a little cognitive when we're making decisions, okay?
I agree. So let's see what the cards have to say for this week. Let's see for the collective. First card we got is the Four Swords reversed. So this is definitely a week where this is not a lot of time to just sit there and keep meditating on what to do. This is a card that deals with taking rest, keep processing, and maybe that might be the issue, right? Maybe the issue might be that maybe there's a lot to process, but it feels like it's difficult. It feels like it's maybe you have processed for too long. It's what? It's like a crock pot. I always think of Four Swords as reversed as a crock pot. Has the crock pot been just stewing this thing so long that it's not even going to be, it's over tender now, where it's oh God. Or is it just it's when you become a prune in a jacuzzi, there's emotional stuff and mental stuff going on here that is have you just been saturating way too much in this? There's a lot to think about. What's interesting is I looked at the bottom card of the deck and it's the Four of Wands. So I think that a lot of this is if it's not really leading in life right now to a place that feels like a celebration or it feels like the end goal of what you're trying to achieve in a love and relationship aspect is going on, if you keep saturating for that ring to get on that finger and it's not happening, or that callback, or that person to finally take the next step, or that person to finally, you've been trying for years and months and they're not doing it, it's time to pull out of that. It's time to, why are you putting yourself through, endless nights of just waiting to understand? This is definitely a time for people to stop putting too much energy into saturation in that effect. Oh, wow. Our challenge this week is the Stormy. God, we got Stormy Daniels. This is definitely going to be a very intense week with relationships. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to feel like, you got to face some big things. Storms are not easy to face, but I think that this is a good challenge of growth because if you saturate too long, you know what? It's going to feel like weird, pulling out of something. It's going to feel like you're going into a direction that you're uncertain, right? Storms are uncertain. There's an uncertainty of where things are headed, no matter what you're doing, whether you're still saturating on it a lot or you're still putting a lot of energy. But there's definitely going to be a week where, you know what? It could cause a lot of like drama. It could cause some, what do you want to call that? Storms, but I would call it more of like, emotional, all over the place energy. And especially with the Four of Swords reversed, not really stable emotionally, not, in bed, tucked in, having a nap. This is definitely going to feel like a lot of energy all over the place. And it, might even be some conflict that comes up. Let's see. Our overall card that we got is, how funny, the Five of Swords reversed. So I think, we got to stop trying so hard. We got to really, there's a lot of energy saying, pull out of the energy that's not working. And I think that if you're somebody that's dating out there or you're talking to multiple people, like you've got to pull out of the situations that it's just not going anywhere and only focus on the ones that you feel that is going somewhere. For those in relationships, if it just continues to be this area that's not working for you, you need to stop. Like, it's just like, maybe you just need to side table it for a while and just focus on the other things. Cause there's way too much energy of like, we got enough we're dealing with in our personal lives. We got enough we're dealing on a global scale. This is not definitely a time for us to just continue to just be sitting in this, like, this isn't working. I need to figure this out. Or I'm going to saturate this. There's too many storms around this energy. We got to pull out of the energy, or a storm could be created by us just like continuing to put energy in, but not put all of our energy in. If that makes sense. Like, it's like we're saturating all this, but we really maybe don't want to be into it. Or, we got to be honest this week. This is definitely a week of a lot of energy of focusing on the areas that are not working and just ending that energy, whether that's a full relationship or whether that's a part in the relationship that's not working, or it's a bunch of people you might be talking to and it's like you need to pull out of the ones that aren't really working out. Our overall card that we did get is the Earth element, stability. This is how we get through the storm, is what's stable. What actually brings a value? What actually brings a quality to things? That's what we need to focus on right now. Because why are we going to sit in positions where we're not feeling that there is stable energy? That's the main event here, is finding a stable earthly element, finding quality, finding touch, finding that, like why talk to someone forever and you're not going to get shit? And if they're not giving you anything back, like, that's not physical. That's just like you living in kind of a Piscean dream that maybe it'll happen. So I think that this is where you just pull out of so much energy that's just not got any quality to it. Let's clarify that Four of Swords. We did get, interesting enough, we did get the King of Swords reversed. So I think a lot of this is that we can't figure out some really complex situations, or this communication's not really going in the right direction with certain people, or you're just not seeing eye to eye at all. But it's disempowering us by continuing to saturate and try and figure something out when we don't have an answer. Like, we're going to not get one. So we need to pull out of all these like questions. If you have a lot of questions about somebody, this is where it's like there's no answer. Sorry to say. I just hate to say it. Let's clarify that Five of Swords. That Five of Swords reversed. Wow. Interesting. We got the Hermit card. So it's like, instead of, trying to fight for it so hard, like, let's be smart. Let's just follow the guiding light. And let's, sometimes it might feel like the Hermit isn't the most, go to the rave and fucking pop some spills and have the time of your life. But the Hermit is definitely like smart enough to slowly guide its way in the right direction, knowing its wisdom and knowing the direction where it should go, instead of fighting for something that really is not working out. I'm seeing a lot of that, man. Astro dice, we got the Libra with the first house and Mars. Wow. We have to identify which relationships are fair, equal, and balanced in the relationships that we want, that they want us back to. Because one thing about Mars in the first house, sure, you might want a relationship, but does that other person want you back too? I forgot to mention in the collective astrology, we have Venus opposing Juno this week. So this is definitely who does not feel like in alignment of the kind of partners that we want. It's like, it's going to be clear as a bell. And you cannot try and make certain relationships work that just aren't going to work anymore. But that Mars in the first is very egocentric. But in Libra, remember Mars is at detriment there. You might want a relationship, but if they don't want you back, that's where you have to use that Mars in the first and go, okay, now I'm taking this to another direction in my life. I'm going to go find a partner that does want me. There's a lot of, and I don't know why I'm getting this. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to fight for people who really don't want them. And it's like, why are you doing that?
Well, that's when you got to kind of check your ego too.
Yeah.
I mean, wanting someone that doesn't want us, that can be extremely tough, but that, you know, you have to communicate. You mentioned that, but a lot of times people just think communication is yourself with someone else. When really you have to communicate with yourself first to get that stability, to get through that storm that we're all working through, because you can't enter anything. You can't enter a relationship with anybody, you know, if you're not honest and communicating with yourself first and foremost as to actually what it is that you want.
You could have said that any better, brother, because I don't know. Do you see that going around, or do you feel that going around at all? This energy of like people like trying for people that one maybe don't make sense, or maybe they're not giving you as much back as that other person's putting in.
Well, I mean, I feel we all can be guilty of that at some point. I know I have been.
Yeah.
In my life, you know, and something that we have to work through, because I do think that it is on, you know, a basis. It is the ego having to let go of that rejection, you could say. So you kind of have to have a conversation with yourself and say like, yeah, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel rejected, because technically you are, you know, but you got to find the greatness within yourself and just continue to push forward. And yeah, kind of forget about that. But I mean, either my friends are in solid relationships or they're just out getting wild, you know? So I haven't seen that too much when it comes to relationships.
I guess because I do so many readings, I see a lot of that. And by the way, my Love Masterclass is on starting Wednesday. Go to highvibe.tv or leoking.com. First time we got is Gemini's. Gemini's came up right away.
There we go.
Right away. By the way, we do got our videos back.
Halfway.
Halfway. But
Halfway. We had to revert back to some of the old ones, unfortunately, because the new ones were on that drive that just crashed about 3 hours ago.
Yep.
So, boom. Gemini
I'm drinking
life.
a 4-hour-old milkshake. I wonder if that's okay.
I know it's all melted. I got my water and my lukewarm coffee.
Yeah, so Gemini. All right, Geminis. Of course, you've got more planets in the sex house than anybody else. But this week, Venus is going to square Pluto. Ooh, while we're in Pisces with the Mercury retrograde. So this is about your career life right now, your long-term goals. And you know what? I think that Geminis really need this week to focus on their long-term goals. And this might be hard to hear, Gemini. I know there's a lot of desire. There's a lot of want to connect. There's a lot of energy in your 8th house. Mars, South Node, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. But with the moon coming into Taurus on Friday with Uranus, while Mercury sextiles it, while we have Venus square Pluto, and then this weekend as we're getting into Venus square Saturn, a lot of this with the moon in Taurus this weekend is saying that Geminis right now need to really not go into some wild situations, and a lot of issues with the kind of people that you're partnering with and the friendships that are around them, or the friends that you hang around. You know, you got to really start to pay attention to this, because this is where I think part of the issue is like you're pulling from energies of, you know, whoever that you hang around. And that's the kind of energies that you're pulling in for sexual or deep, you know, relationship kind of energies. I think that right now you just need to, I don't want to tell Geminis to be a grandma or a grandpa, but there is a little bit of this responsibility that is taking place. You know, taking responsibility for more higher quality positions in your life by maybe just not connecting to connect. And also looking at like the people that you're connecting with, and really if they're just like, you know, they might be wild, or they might be actually putting you into old subconscious energies or addictions or escapism, or, you know, anything that would actually really pull you off track. This can also definitely be if you're in a relationship this week, Gemini, and you might be dealing with your partner's friends. They might be annoying you, or they might be just really not in alignment with your needs and wants. So you might have to have some talks about that or start to have kind of your own time. And you need to start paying attention to, because this Venus is in your 11th house. This is where Chiron is too. And this 11th house is being majorly squared by the 8th. And whenever I see 11th, 8th house squares, it's like, hanging around people that really can bring in some bad shit. So you got to be very careful about who you pick and the kind of people that those people hang around and the places that you go, because this moon is not going to be it's not going to be fun with Uranus there on Friday and with Venus square Pluto. So I think that, if you have any plans this weekend to go out and have a good time, you might want to double think that, and maybe, kind of take some time for yourself to really focus on your better needs and wants, or, focus on somebody who might not be so crazy at the moment, because you could come into some weird conflict this week. Your first card that you did get is the Chariot card. So this card always has to deal with moving in new directions. So especially like a new direction, because I think that you've been bored. I think that you've been in the same kind of environment, the same place. So I think it's important for you to take this Chariot on a new ride, right? Like, in the Chariot always is guided by spirit, because it's guided by the Sphinx. It's guided by the top of the whole Chariot. It's always got the stars all over it. The Magician one is always in this card as well too. That you really have to kind of take your own new road now in life. And I think instead of looking at the connection to places you've already been, or continuing to stay in places that you've already done before, or things that you've already figured out, I think that this is a week for Geminis to really go into some new directions in their life. And I think that you find partners better that way. Or if you're in a partnership, you kind of need to maybe take a little bit of time for your own self and kind of leave the situation a little bit, get some of your own time in, and so you can reflect and get back to your own magical power and get back into a connection with the universe. I think that's extremely important. You did pull the earth element as your challenge this week. So, I think that this is going to be a very ungrounded week for you. I think it's, especially with the Chariot, asking you to kind of go into these new directions. But I think that part of the problem too is maybe that you're realizing that, one, are you being valued? So there's insecurities, because I think that you're not being valued as fully as that you could be. Or you might be putting energy into somebody, or time, and even maybe money, or just time is physical, that you're not getting it back the same way. Or, there's challenges too. Whenever there's earth, there's challenges with maybe your self-worth. Maybe it's not a good hair day this week. Maybe you got that big old pimple fucking ready to pop, So maybe it's an important moment. And Geminis, trust me, they don't like it when they got no pimple going down. You know what I mean? And they will make up the shit out of that thing. But, this is definitely where you're going to have some challenges. And I think that a lot of it isn't maybe so much about a pimple as much as it's like, are you around energy of a person that actually is in the same direction as you? And maybe, I feel that right now Geminis need to be with people that really are going into much more magical places, much more connected places with spirit. And I think that the self-worth is hanging around relationships that are just not on the same page in that sense. You did pull the Three of Wands reversed as your outcome. So this is definitely you turning around. I think that you had a vision that at one time you thought was a direction to go with a partner. I'm picking this up. I'm picking up that Geminis thought this is going in this right direction, but there's something about it turning around, or somebody's pulled out. Somebody's pulled out on the same vision as you, or somebody lied. Somebody tried to put up their vision and say that, yeah, maybe just to get you to reel you in. Definitely turning it around. Okay, so there's definitely you having to relook at new outcomes in your life. And with the Chariot card here, it's like, you definitely need to go figure out what that is. And I think that a lot of it is not trying to go backwards, not trying to rely on your friends and be like, maybe you guys will help me figure it out. This is you having to take some responsibility and grown up and go in your new direction and find some new territory, find some new areas in life that you could seek, relationship and love aspects from. And it's a little bit unearthing, because I think that a lot of it is that brings up insecurities, kind of doing that on your own, or thinking that maybe, somehow, some way I won't be able to find out. Well, let's see. You did pull the second house. Wow. So this is both earth energies, right? Second house of dealing. That's the Taurus house. So you need to start to own your power. You need to start to own your value, because I feel that, with this Three of Wands, it's like you're being fished and not being given the truth there about certain belief systems, or certain, visions are not coming together. This Chariot card's telling you to move on to new directions right now. You need to go look at other options. You need to go look at options within yourself of just your own power, your own security and self-worth. But you also need to stop wasting your time on energy that's really not that valuable and fake, or if somebody's talking about money and using money as like the way to reel you in. And I've said that before, I think, to Geminis. I think it keeps coming up. There's this, you know, or ooh, they've got this, they've got that. It's like, what do you got? That's what's important. Your clarifying card for the Chariot card is, wow, you did pull the 6 of Wands. So you know what? You're going to have so much victories when you actually take the time and you actually go into some new directions, or try some sort of relationship you've never tried before, or go in a direction you've never been before, or go on a date with somebody you've never been before. Try something different. Your clarifying card for that 3 of Wands reversed is the 5 of Cups reversed. So you know what? Again, somebody, I got a feeling, and it might not feel good, but they definitely have been hosing you. And I think it's time to get over this kind of, you know, you might be feeling off or weird and you might not know why. I think a lot of it subconsciously is that there's a sorrow about, you know, somebody put out a vision to you that wasn't the vision that they promised, wasn't the vision that they really are doing, or you saw through the false illusionary vision. You did pull Virgo, Mercury in the 4th house. Yeah, you need to focus on your own emotional needs and wants right now. You need to learn to communicate them, but maybe you need a change in your reality. You need a change in your schedule. You need a change in the way that you're operating right now to feel more comfortable. You need some sort of shift here in your day-to-day reality. I think that you also need to pick partners right now that, you know, emotionally understand the life that they want. I think that even though I think people have been trying to tell you that, but you've been seeing a lot of it not being that way, especially with all this 8th house energy, you've been uncovering a lot of that. But Mercury in that 4th house there, that is your natal 4th house. So there is a lot to say about this is a time for you to focus on your needs, your wants, your emotions, and to communicate the exact emotions that you want. Because if you're not getting them, then it's like, sorry, you got to make a change. And this is a lot about change. And this is especially a Mercury retrograde time anyway, for you in your 10th house. You need to rethink your long term, and you got to think more like an adult, and you got to put your emotional needs first. Like, you can't keep getting lost in all these really weird kind of false situations anymore. No.
I liked how you said, though, seeking connection just to connect. You know, let that sit in. We're all definitely do that a lot. But then to follow that with the Chariot, you know, and kind of letting the universe guide you with one hand, but then you're also trying to keep control of it in the other, you know, followed right by that earth. So the way that we're going to actually find that is through the grounding aspect of it, you know, becoming comfortable with yourself and kind of allowing, yes, the universe to take you in those directions, but don't just be completely checked out, you know, stay within yourself, stay grounded, and then push forward, then continue on the path.
Boom. To connection, just to connect.
Seeking connection just to connect.
Hey, I think we're all guilty of that one.
Yeah.
Capricorn.
We all need a little touch every once in a while.
You know what? For Geminis, I would put boring relationship. I know, Gemini,
the old couple
I know
is
you don't
back.
want to see that, but sometimes actually that might be the best thing for you at the moment. Cappies.
You waiting on me?
I'm waiting on you. But while I'm waiting on you, my Love Masterclass is now available. Make sure that you go to highvibe.tv or theleoking.com. Be part of the Love Masterclass. Register now.
It's cheap, $150, right?
For 8 weeks,
That's
8 classes.
Less than 20
over an hour
bucks.
long.
Less than 20 bucks.
I'm going to teach
a
people
class.
how to make love the most intense in their life by looking at it in their chart. I'm going to go through. You guys are going to get cool PDFs too about all your rising signs, all your different positions of your houses, what kind of Venus you got, what kind of Mars you got, what kind of the different stuff, and all my little secret tools, how to read the story of somebody else, how to read your own story in love, and if does that work? Just because the composite's good or just because the Davidson's good doesn't mean it's a good relationship.
I'm going to be in there. I might be married in 8 weeks. Who knows?
Just because the synastry's bad doesn't mean it's a bad relationship either. God, I can't. That's co-star bullshit. Fuck co-star. I'm just going to say that shit. It's just not sucks. All these people, that's all I hear in the astrology community. Well, I hooked it up on co-star. Like, I'm like, oh my God. You're letting your little AI system fucking figure out your love life? Why don't you talk to a fucking astrologer? Why don't you have the astrologer teach you how to do it for fucking cheap? Co-star. All right, Capricorns. This is a I'm tongue-tied because I just don't know how to tell this any more clear to Capricorns. Mars is in your sign with the South Node. Mercury, the Sun, Neptune in your third house. I know it's confusing, but you're confusing yourself. You're playing head games because Uranus in your love house is going to meet with the moon and Mercury's going to sextile this in a retrograde. You need to realize that you are in some weird environments with weird situations of relationships. Either you're completely blocked and not letting any love in because you're just playing in your head this weird game, or you're just in the most weirdest relationship ever. I'm going to say that because you got Chiron in your fourth house. So you are dealing with some weird, like you're taking care of someone that is so weird. And they might, like you want to talk about Beauty and the Beast? Like you're fucking Belle, okay? Like, and you're handling a beast, and get this. The fucking flowers already died. So the beast ain't changing back to some beautiful soul, okay? And then Venus is in your fourth house, square Pluto in your own sign. So guess what? The emotions are fucked up. This is not going to be a time for you to continue. You can't. Capricorns are just like in the endless cycle of staying in some weird fucking relationships. And I'm sorry. And if you're a single Capricorn out there, like you're emotionally getting attached to people that, it's like, well, they're fucking weird. Well, you have control issues, or it's just like it's stimulating. So, how Craig brought up with the Geminis, how it's like to connect just to connect. Capricorns are doing even worse. Like, I'm just like gonna like be in this just because it kind of is here, and I don't know if I should look anywhere else, or I feel emotionally responsible for somebody to take care of someone in a weird fucking way. Like that's even worse. Like when you start taking care of somebody just to take care of somebody, like get the fuck out of here. First card that you got is, oh my God, 7 of Swords upright. Boo! We need a bomb drop if we could get one right now, because I gotta prepare Capricorns for this motherfucking reading. Uh-oh. 7 of Swords is dealing with some shady shit. All right? You're dealing with somebody this week that's just... Look at this card. They are not good. I'm sorry to say. I don't care which tarot deck you ever look at in your life. When you look at this motherfucker, would you want to hang out with this? Would you want to marry this person? They just are looking back because they just jack some shit. And they're not communicating from a good place. And also in yourself... You are the liar to yourself.
Well, and don't forget where he's holding those blades also.
Where is he holding them?
By the blades.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. What a weirdo.
Yep.
Like Edward Scissorhands at least fucking had the scissors in his hands. Like, this person's like... I'm sorry to say, whenever I get on a love reading of 7 of Swords, I am sorry. You're dealing with somebody who, you know what? And you know what? I'll be nice. Maybe they're not like, the most deepest liar in the world. But you know what? They just keep promising shit that don't happen. They keep showing up and you think they're going to change and they don't change. They do weird shit in the background. They nitpick. They do weird shit. I am sorry, Capricorn. This is it. This Mars South Node is a big wake up call this week, and this 7 of Swords is definitely making you having to realize that maybe you yourself have just like turned yourself into, where you're lying to yourself about a situation, or you're lying to yourself about your love life, or you're dealing with somebody who's shady as fuck, or they're just not showing up the way that they told you they were going to. I'm not going to say names because I have people in my life that I know, and I don't even want to like say which part of my life, but I'm going to say the Capricorns that I know that are in relationships that I know that they're dealing with this shit. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, the person has been promising that they're going to do this, that they're going to do that. And then they never do it. It's like, this has got to end. Wow, look at this. Your issue and challenge is boundaries. You don't have boundaries with these fucking people. Holy shit. Come on, Capricorn. You need to fucking put up some boundaries in your life. You need to be a little bit more like a tiger in this card, right? The red. You got to know where it's like, you got to draw the line. You need to draw the line this week. It's time for you to draw lines. Like, you need to just be like, I am not dealing with this shit no more. And you got to call people out too on what you feel, is not right, or what you just feel they're not showing up and doing fully. Because the Seven of Swords to me is somebody who just doesn't show up, right? They do it in the middle of the fucking night, and they do it all creepy and fucking weird. Like, I am sorry. I want you to imprint this in your motherfucking brain or tattoo it to your fucking face. This is you, or this is the person you're dealing with, and I think it's both. Gross. And look at this. If you deal with boundaries and you fucking deal with this thing, the Wheel of Fortune's turning this whole thing into a new direction anyway. I think you already feel it. I think that you've been just waiting to see what's going to happen, whether you're single or whether you're not and you're in a relationship. Like, you're knowing that the wheel is finally turning into a new destined position. So this is the most important time for you to realize that the universe is finally coming together this week for you to deal with these boundary issues, to turn things to where you're going to have to deal with them, to turn things to deal with these shady or weird or just really fucked up situations where nobody's showing up the way that they should be showing up. And this has to go into a whole new direction. And this changes the whole entire life. The Wheel of Fortune changes the whole entire gamut. And it, some people, you need to realize that this is like fortunate. It's fortunate for the universe to finally bring it to a point to where it's going to change things. But some people don't deal with the Wheel of Fortune well because it's like, well, I didn't want it to turn. It's like, why do you want to keep staying in the fucking same situation in the same way? It's not conducive right now. Your way to get through this is the 10th house of the world. You rule the 10th house in astrology. What kind of world do you want out there? Don't you want a better world in your life? Don't you want to reach your goals? Don't you want to reach a better place? And this is the 34 card, which equals 7. Okay? This is the higher spiritual number. This is like the numerology life path of 7. I'm a 34, believe it or not, and I'm a 7. So I know this. And you know what? This is the ultimate way to get to a higher dimensional relationship, a higher dimensional love, and also to take authority. I think that, with boundaries here, you need to learn that you need to take authority to have the world that you want. You just cannot keep being loosey-goosey and just having this weird situation, you're in a weird situation. You got the Strength card reversed with this 7 of Swords. You're dealing with somebody who is weak. You're dealing with somebody who is not strong. You're dealing with somebody who is going to be shady because they don't have the strength within themselves. Or you and yourself are shady because you feel that you don't have the strength and you don't have the courage to love, or you block that love out. Just calling you all motherfuckers out. You got the Wheel of Fortune with, holy shit, you got it with the 3 of Cups. You could have the more fun social life, being around much more better people, much more better times if you just let the Wheel of Fortune change your life and you let this whole thing turn into a whole new direction. There's a way better life. You got the 2 best cards that probably could come together. The Wheel of Fortune with the 3 of Cups. This could turn you into the most amazing life ever, into the most amazing journey ever, and the most positive in a party, if anything. So we got to throw them the party fucking aspect if they're willing to do it. I don't know if they are, though. I do not have a Gemini moon. Somebody in the chat, I have a Taurus moon. 28 degrees, 2854. Let's see what the Astro Dice have to say. Jupiter in Pisces in the 8th house. Ooh, that means that you have got some really weird boundaries that you need to understand better. And they're loosey boundaries. And you also have to not be afraid to put an end to things and let things go. This is what's going to open up all the doors. But also, if you're blocked sexually and you're not letting anything into your life, well, guess what? Then nothing's coming in. It's like saying no to the fucking Amazon driver when you ordered everything on Amazon and then you're mad that you didn't get the package. Well, you didn't let him in. And then you're mad that the Amazon packages got jacked because you're with that partner that keeps jacking that shit. Wow. Good luck.
Yeah, they need to get out of their own way. I see a lot of these issues are issues that are internal. That first card with the 7 swords, again, pointing out the way that he's holding on to those. It's a very simple way to not harm yourself is to not grab something sharp that's going to cut you. And that's something that we do in life also. Those negative thoughts, maybe you feel like you're not good enough because right after that was that snake card, whatever that one was, followed into
the boundaries.
Yeah, the boundaries. Not setting the boundaries within yourself to actually achieve and bring in the love that you want. Set those boundaries and then build on them. And you can do whatever the hell you want. But once you got to have that stability. And then the world will come to you.
I love that. Because you know what? If I love that you even brought up the whole Seven of Swords and holding the swords like that way. I never even thought of that. Like, and that is an internal thing. It doesn't matter if it's even the external person. You're connected. Even if somebody's doing something fucked up to you, it's your own shit too that you're dealing with. You know what I mean?
It's their choice.
Right.
You know, the choice is yours to be in toxicity or to live in greatness.
I got to call out the chat because everybody's like, I thought you had a Gemini moon. Are you guys referring to the divorce video that girl did about me saying I have a Gemini moon? Because there's nowhere else in the world that says I have a Gemini moon except that video that's got like thousands and thousands and thousands about me and my ex-wife divorcing. Because that person did not have my chart fully. They did not have my birth time right, which is on my Facebook. And I've posted it all over the place on my Instagram before. But where's everybody saying that I have a Gemini moon? Where are they all getting that? Because the only video that's out there in the world is that girl that made a whole divorce video about my ex and I, which I thought was really weird. And no, I do not have a Gemini moon. I have a North Node in Gemini with the moon in Taurus, but I have a moon in Taurus. Like, why do you think I wear fucking nice shit?
I thought it was because you were a Leo.
And why do you think I fucking drop bombs on people like with fucking deep truth? Because I got a moon Taurus, exalted baby with a dignified sun. We got Libras. I'm just calling the chat out. I want to know where did people get that video?
All right, what do these Libras got in store? They should probably check out your love
before we bring up
classes, right?
Libras, we got you got to register now. HighVibe.tv for my awesome, amazing. It's going to be the most amazing love 8-week intensive of your life. My masterclass, 8 different weeks, and even if you can't make it, the recording comes right out after, so you're not going to be missing out if you're not part of the live. I think people get lost in that and think, oh, I have to be there for the live. It's like, I mean, sure, that's cool because the energy's there, but then you watch the aftermath of it and you still get all the same stuff. So you can register at any point, but we start Wednesday. So if you want to be part of this thing and you want to be part of it, it's in the school. It's all part of the High Vibe TV school, but it's register at highvibe.tv. Click on Love Masterclass or theleoking.com. All right, Libras. Wow, it's an emotional time to be in a Libra. Oh, man. Ooh, Mars in the 4th house. It's like you're digging yourself out of a hole with the South Node there, a deep hole. All right? So I hope your shovel is shoveling. You know, it might feel like you're shoveling snow. Or you're shoveling in a World War I trench. Because with Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter and Mars in the South Node in the 4th house, that's a lot dealing with heavy emotional stuff. And it's a lot dealing with having to take authority over your emotions and even your home life. Maybe it's about moving in with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or maybe it's about, you know, are you going to actually continue emotionally in something where you feel like there's something off? This is Pisces. This is your 6th house. Mercury retrograde in Pisces. You have a Mercury retrograde in its natural home. That brings up stress. That brings up changes in reality. And more importantly, that brings up weird health shit too. So it's going to be bringing up like everything health-wise is always deeply connected to something. It's not like it's because my body has this. It's like, no, Mercury retrograde in Pisces means that there's something off in spiritual alignment with you that is causing a health issue. So that's going to be brought up. And if a relationship is making you feel sick and unhealthy and all that shit, you need to pay attention to that shit. And with Uranus this week, that's going to be with the moon in Taurus in your 8th house, like you need to be more honest. You need to go for more of your depth. You need to go more into the deeper realms. And Venus in your 7th house square Pluto, oh my gosh. You can't hide your feelings about a relationship anymore. That's what this whole week's about. You got to reveal your true emotions. And I know that there are some Libras out there, and I'm just going to call the Libras motherfucking out.
Call them out.
Libras are in these weird relationship situations where they are not revealing all their emotions. They're holding them in. They don't know how to communicate them. They don't know what to say. They're stressed about what to say. And it's easy to see through you all. So come on, Libra, like don't be afraid. You've got to face fears emotionally. And you got to also accept if you're just dying for emotion, go learn hunger. Be a fucking dinosaur and eat what you want to eat. Like 8th house, this is what you're learning. And I know you have a Taurus 8th house, but you know what? You like the finer things. Why do you think Libras always dress nice? And why do you think they like a nice ambiance? Well, go to that. What's blocking you? I know that you might want to just be chilling right now. You might feel like you're in between homes, or you might be dealing with just suppression of emotion, but you need to feed on truth. And you need to feed on emotional truth. Your first card for this week, Libra, is Page of Wands upright. So you are speaking from the heart this week. This could be also good news. Maybe if you have a potential lover that you're seeking some sort of answer from, or you put out a little feeler, or maybe you did a little bit of what do you call it when you're like flirting? Woo! This is a good week to flirt. Page of Wands upright. Also getting excited about the kind of love that you want in your life, but also you need to communicate the love that you want. Whether that's even a negative thing, right? Like it could be negative, like, oh God, I gotta like say what I really want, but it's not negative because it's bringing you to the positive of what you really want in your life. So this is a really good card, especially for love readings. Page of Wands is definitely good news coming for love. You know, being honest about your love, speaking about your love, and also starting to see some movement here with your love life. Maybe it's been on stall. Maybe you've been afraid to deal with the situation in a romantic one, or maybe that you've been single and you really have been not seeing anything come to fruition. But I think that Page of Wands, you need to flirt, and Libras are the best flirts in the zodiac besides the Leos and the Scorpios. Like, and Geminis are pretty good flirts too. So, but I will give Libras, they know how to flirt right. They know how to pull in really good. And you need to use your powers this week of flirting, of being that lighter heart energy, of being that Libra that everybody wants.
I fucks with the Libras.
I think everybody's fucked with the Libras before. I don't know if anybody's ever not been in a relationship or a sexual relationship with a Libra.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Let's see what the challenge card that we got is. We got the fire element. So passion's the issue. Where's the passion at? Where is that fire at? Where is that excitement at? Well, with the Page of Wands, you got to go find it. One thing about a page is pages get sent by the king. They got to go send the message out. Like, you got to go find the message. But you need to also bring, you cannot sit in issues of relationships anymore that have no passion. I'm sorry. If it's a passionless relationship, or you're single and you're in just passionless energy, you got to go flirt. If you're in a relationship where it's got no passion anymore, you've got to speak your truth, and then you've got to go flirt again. And then if you are in a in-between thing, or you're dating somebody and there's no passion, you need to speak about that, and you need to flirt again. So I would definitely say that I think we need to throw the Bow Chicka Bow Wow, our new one, out there for the Libras this week.
They need to go get some strange up in their life.
Yes, they do.
Wouldn't that be nice?
We just reached 1,000 people. Thank you. We'll do the 1,000 people reading here in a minute. All right, Libra, what did you get as your overall? Oh my gosh, look at Libra's reading this week. The Magician card upright. You're coming into your magic. All you got to do is be real. All you got to do is speak your truth. All you got to do is be a Libra and flirt and find the passion and get out of these weird, passionless fucking... I was about to say cock blocked, but fucking hose blocked, emotional, passionless situations. Come on, Libra. You got magic of yourself coming in again, but you've got to bring that old flirt out. You got to bring that old fun Libra out, and you got to bring that emotion out. You can draw in the things that you want, and you got to get out of the situations, and you got to communicate them. You got to, come on. You can't be stuck anymore. Your overall to get through all of this passionless energy with your astro card is the 9th house of faith. You need to have faith that passion's out there. You need to have faith to expand, to explore, and to go on the journey of a lifetime to get the passion of your life. It's time for Libras to go on new journeys. It's time for Libras to go out there and find the excitement of their life and to find the magic. You guys got awesome cards. Your clarifying card for the Page of Wands is, we did get the Sun card reversed. This is because you are at a place to where it is not sunny skies in certain places, and you're doubting your own amazing shining aspect of yourself. You need to reconfigure in your head that there's a lot of sun in your life. There's a lot to shine. But if you're in areas and energies that are sunless, and there's not any sun, and there's no childlike energy, you need to fucking run. The reason why you got the Magician card is, wow, you got I'll be honest with you, I can't even believe this. You got the Knight of Swords. You need to go swiftly into the magic in your life. You need to run towards that motherfucker, Knight of Swords definitely is sweeping and always doing it. So this is definitely a good card. I love this card. It's definitely a time for you to really start to move into some really much better energy. Fast. This is a fast week. like fast energy in relationships. All right. The moon in the third house. And what did you get here? Oh, and Virgo. So yeah, communication is going to be key about the life that you want. And emotionally, the environment. If it's not the environment of the reality that you don't want. So if you're just hanging around in energy and environments, not the trees, not the sun, but the environment of that you surround yourself in. If it's just not really healthy and it's not the reality that you want to be in, like there's going to be pressure and an issue to where you need to feel comfortable in an environment that feels more like you, that feels more like the twin within you and the excitement within you. And you need to have an exciting environment because it almost feels like that you are in a really dull, boring, Hanes, whitey-tighty environment. You need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, don't be those clouds on a sunny day. You know, don't be extinguishing your own flame. Those Libras need to get out there. Like I said, you know, get some strange. David calls it flirting. Either or, put yourself out there. Put yourself out there and go take what you want. If this is what you want, you should go get it.
And I don't recommend like that, just watching soft porn because it won't get you hard, but go find the real thing. It's 1,000 people collective reading now. So if you are in this chat room, thank you so much for watching. We're at 1.1 thousand people. So we always pull a little reading here for once we reach 1,000 people. And then last week, once we reached 2,000 people, we did that. This one is, I want everybody in the whole entire room right now that's part of this 1.1 thousand people to all think about one person or one emotional situation. Maybe it's yourself about your love life or just a person right now that you are really interested in. And what is going on with that? We're going to find that out right now. We're going to give you some clues. We're going to give you some insight. Or if it's in yourself and maybe while you're single and you got nobody in your life, we're going to find out what that is. So let's see what's going on. We did pull the Ace of Coins upright. You are definitely ready to move into energy where you can feel the value of yourself in a new way. You want to create something new. So if this is like feeling like you could go into a better place. So if you're focusing on someone right now or there's somebody that you think about, it's because it feels like it would take you to this new place of value, this new place where you can create more abundant things. It's almost like this more sunny situation, you know, like the Ace of Pentacles kind of is like the sun in a little bit of a way, but it's more the physical part of it, like seeing a physical part of shining light in your life. The challenge with this situation is growth, right? So you're going to have to make some growing pains. You're going to have to get through some kind of weird issues, definitely, that maybe are a little uncomfortable because you're going to be in a better position with this person, or there's going to be growth in the relationship. Like it's going to take some time to grow, right? Sometimes that might be like, I just kind of wanted it now and I wanted it this way. It's like, well, it's going to take some time. You're growing something, right? Like you just don't put the seed in the fucking dirt and then fucking put some water on it and expect it to be the full fucking plant in the tree in a day.
Yeah, you need some nitrogen.
Well, even if you use that, it's still not going to taste, you know, like a miracle grow that motherfucker. It ain't going to fucking miracle grow that fast. But probably don't use miracle grow. Talk to Craig about that shit.
Yeah, don't use miracle grow.
Overall, that you got Ace of Swords reversed. So we got the Ace of Pentacles upright, but we got the Ace of Swords reversed. I think that it's like, I think that you're tired of situations where you're not feeling excited anymore, and that's why you're looking at this person. And also maybe that your past partnerships or the past people or the past situations you've been in, they haven't been that stimulating or they haven't been on the same intellectual level. And I think that this is where you're trying to move things towards, is removing yourself. But this is saying, in order for you, if you're focusing on this person or you're trying with this person right now, the overall saying with the Ace of Swords that the communication and the understanding of how things are going is definitely not there. It's not bad. It's just saying that there's a lot of things that need to be hashed out before you can get to a clear understanding right now. And there's some growth with that. And with the Ace of Coins, at least there's positive, like an understanding of value. And the overall that we got here is the first house and with the growth. So, you know, still focus on yourself, and that person's got to focus on themselves too. And focusing on the identity and not losing your identity right now, not losing your identity in that person, because that's creating, I think, a lot of the Ace of Swords issues right here of like not understanding how things are going to turn out. Like you got to stay within your own self and remember that like only a great relationship is one that, of course, they're in themselves and you're in themselves and you're taking care of your shit and you're not getting off of your own track. Don't get off your own track. I think that's the growth issue, is like you might almost just feel like you want to get off your whole track and just hopefully just things will work out. We'll clarify the Ace of Coins with the Ten of Swords. So you're trying to get out of the same repetitive patterns and start something all new. So it's like you feel like this new person is like a pattern that you've never been through before. And that Ace of Swords reverse that you got, the clarifying card, is the Ace of Pentacles upright, which is so funny because that's what we got in the Golden Tarot. So the way that you get to this better place now is that, you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to figure out some things. It might be a little bit weird. Maybe there's some, hard things to try and understand right now, but it's all moving in the right direction. Just, there's things that they got to clear, and I think that maybe you got to clear. And maybe they're just like little things that you're problem solving right now. And they're intellectual stuff that need to be figured out. Or maybe you two just need to find a way to come together intellectually right now and finally make some choices and figure them out instead of kind of hang on the fence about things. And, one thing about the Ace of Swords is it just jams that sword in. Wham! So you got to instead of I don't know, it's like, slam that in. That's what we're going to figure out. I'll pull the dice for the 1000. 5th house, Venus, Sag. This is definitely somebody that you feel that you can go into a new direction with, positive, and the same belief systems and a lot of love. But, this is definitely there's also you're looking at all the options of what this could be. And you also are feeling like maybe you can learn from this person, or you're also seeing if this person is going to open up the way that you want to and believe in you the same way of love that you do. Or maybe they're helping you understand and be a great lesson for you of the kind of love that you want. That could be something too.
Now I want to see, I think we got 1,200 people in here right now. I want to see what everybody's sign is. I want to see that chat blow up a little bit. I actually just popped these glasses off. I was like, damn, my hair is booming tonight. I went swimming earlier and it's a little wild, but it's okay. We're getting weird tonight.
How many yards did you do today, my friend?
Oh, just lowly old, what did I do? 1,200.
No. We used
Easy
to
breezy.
do 1,200 warm-ups.
Just a quick little
I remember
jaunt across
you
the
used to do 2,000 yard races.
Yeah. Back in the
It's
glory
hard
days.
though. Hey, swimming's not easy. Fucking, I wouldn't be able to do 1,200 again right now. To a Pisces.
Yeah, you would. It's easy.
I don't know.
What I like to do is a 400 warm up, and then I hop into sets of 2 100s. I am stacked. So you go fly back, breast free, breast back, fly. And if you do 9 of those, that's a mile.
How much breast?
Well, I do an I am stacked. Reverse.
Got you.
So 2. Takes me about...
How's your fly looking?
Fly's looking on point, as usual. My breaststroke's better now, actually, than it was back in the day. I think my hips are a little bit more flexible. Slap those feet together. That's the key. You go like that. Slap.
It's true. Or sometimes people don't have the arms and they don't fucking extend them and pull it in, right? And bring it in.
Yeah.
And you got to get that big breath in, dog.
I like to just fuck around, too.
Although I hate breaststroke, so.
I'll just do butterfly kick across the pool, just like dolphin. Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yep.
whoop, whoop.
See, I could do butterfly freestyle back, but breaststroke was just not my thing.
Can't rush it.
Well, Pisces, you should check out my Love Masterclass, which you can now get right now at highvibe.tv, or you can get it at theleoking.com right away. It's just right there to register right now, and it's for the next 8 weeks. And even if you're not part of live, it's all good because the recording comes out right after, and it's a whole school, and it's all set up so cool. I set it all up. It's so badass. If you want to learn how to attract a partner, actually everything about this class is all on there and described on there on the sales page. Register now. Be part of it. All right, Pisces. This week, happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday.
The fishes are flopping. They're swimming around. They're glistening in their gills of rainbow colors, like right around us right now. Or you might be a fish in the EU, like a weird codfish that they sell to the UK, and that's why they Brexited. I hope you're not that fish. Well, this is a time where, when it comes to love, kind of a weird time, because I think that you're processing yourself. And I think that you got to pay attention to the kind of people that you're hanging around, the kind of friendships that you're hanging around, because guess what? That's affecting your love life. So if you're hanging around people that like to sell drugs, guess what? You're not going to get a cop boyfriend. Or if you're married to, someone who hangs around, you move to that town because that's the job that person does, and those are your friends, and that's not who you were in high school, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Pisces don't realize that all their love stuff is connected to the people they're hanging around. That means, okay, let's be real. Like, I do tarot and astrology. I do high vibe. So guess what? The kind of people that I date in my life are only into this kind of shit. I won't date anybody else that's not into this kind of shit. I won't. If they don't believe in God or they don't believe in some higher power, like, no, I won't go out with an atheist. So come on, Pisces, you got to start to think about if you're hanging around people and they're doing some weird shit, because with Capricorn, the South Node, it's like, there's something about the fish, like needing with the North Node in Cancer to follow their own true happiness and their own truly childlike love. Like they're what they were born like, instead of like this adult kind of like people like that's against themselves. And I'm saying this because Uranus is in your third house, making aspects to Mercury retrograde this week in a really good way. But the moon in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus is saying that you need new environments. You need new stimulating places. You need to try new things. Like, time is ticking in life, Pisces. And if you want to stay in the same old world that you've always been in, the same old fucking goldfish pool at the fair with the carnies, you got to jump. You got to jump into a new goldfish that's going to take you out of the fair with all the carnies to find the right love. You pulled the Sun card up right. This week, you're definitely going to be very clear, and you're going to find that inner child within. And again, this is a very positive week for the Pisces to start off with, at least, it looks like. So definitely, consciousness comes up with the Sun card, right? It's about being fully in the moment and fully aware of your greatness of your soul, and riding that horse, having a great time, moving in new directions. Moving into directions that feel that's truly within the person that you are within yourself. I will say that with that Sun card, man, if it's not your true self and you're trying to bring light to things that are not your true self, it will get a little weird. Okay, it's a great card though. It's like one of the best cards in the whole deck. But you got to be in your true soul, not the ones that the friends have tried to do. And with Venus square Pluto, I forgot to bring that one up. That's dealing with self-worth issues about people, like trying to prove things to people in a weird way in your love life. You got the protection card as your challenge. Either A, you're not really paying attention to that, you think that the most unsafe people are the people that are outside your group of friends, when really they're the ones that you need to protect yourself from. They might be bringing in people from all these weird directions, and you're wondering why your love life's maybe not the way that you want it to be, or it's not going the way. Look around who you hang around. You need to start to put protection up. There's some challenges here. Not protection over people that are new and from new energies and that are actually part of that inner sun that's trying to come out, that's more like you. Because it's almost like Pisces are hanging around a bunch of fish that are not like them, but they've convinced themselves that they are. Your overall card that you got is the 8 of Pentacles reversed. I think a lot of this is like you feel that you've mastered a lot in an area in your life, and it's because you've figured out the schedule, you've figured out how to manifest, you figured out how to you've got this world down. But this overall is saying that with this 8 of Pentacles reversed, I think that there's a lot of fear about you moving into complete new directions with people and situations, because it's going to not be what you're really good at. So if you hang around about, I used to be a raver nonstop, okay? Now, once in a while, I went to a club this weekend to listen to DJs, or I DJ at a club, or I'm DJing in Flagstaff in June. There's always parts of me that goes back there, but it's not like I'm doing that 24/7 anymore, and I'm not on Rave Links anymore, and I'm not on MySpace talking to promoters, and I'm not promoting anymore, and I'm not passing flyers out anymore, and I'm not in that world anymore.
The good old days.
Those were good old days. But you know what? If I would have stayed in that world, I wouldn't be doing this right now. So I think that this is where you're a little afraid to kind of go off with relationships and partnerships that are going to take you to some new areas that are going to be kind of against this world that you're addicted to because you mastered it. But is it really that mastered? Go look at your life and actually go, is it going any more forward? Or is it just continuing to where you're pulling off every stunt that you got to try and keep it going? You pulled the Jupiter return of benefits card. You have benefits and all these opportunities. If you actually start to realize that maybe you do need to protect yourself over people that are the ones that you think are the ones that aren't supposed to be the ones that are the ones that to be protected from, which I think are from the groups and the people. And I think that this has to deal with a lot of friendship stuff. I know this might sound crazy, but I feel that right now, Pisces are at a path with your birthday where you need to open up to new benefits by going back to the childlike energy that you were as a child that was not tainted by these people, and undo that and get back to who you used to be. Get back to who you used to be. You're going to pull the best love of your life. And if you're in a relationship that is pulling you away from who you used to be, and you look in the mirror and you're like, I never looked like this in high school. I never looked like this ever before. Well, that's a very clear sign that it's not right. I'm going to clarify that sun card, okay? Your sun card clarification is, what was that? Oh, you got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so look at this. You're forcing yourself to have to go into your true soul because you're afraid to walk the line in a new place of your true value of your true self. So it's like like you're being forced. You're being forced to actually bring light to the fact that you're not stepping forward in a positive direction, but you keep going backwards into trying to hold on to something that's not pulling you in a better direction forward in a self-worth place. And there's a lot of self-worth things going on with Pisces too, I will say. And wow, look at, you did pull the Tower card over that Eight of Pentacles reversed. You know what? I think that this is saying that, you need to go try new directions. You need to put an end to this trying to hold on to this mastery of a place of life or this schedule or this routine or these kind of partnerships that are not advancing you forward in your life. It's like going to be a tower. If you're going backwards or you're doing something that you said you would never do in your life, owie, mama, it's your birthday. Neptune in Libra in the second house. Oh man, you need seventh house, seventh. Wow, this is some delusional relationship stuff, one part. And then this is where are the relationships in your life that are on your spiritual, true, beautiful tip. So you need to wake up about the partnerships that you're dealing with right now. And if you're feeling like no relationships are coming in, it's because you're hanging around people that are not spiritual, truly. And they're not of the true light. And if you are, then you're opening up and you're finding the kind of relationships that you really want in your life. But this is a very godly week where you have to realize that you need to find some balance within the order of the universe and God in order for you to truly find the partnerships in life that you want. Because Pisces, I hate to say it, remember, you are the one that rules addictions. You are the one that rules subconscious tendencies. You are the one that stays in patterns. You are the one that sometimes is completely asleep behind the wheel and think that you're wide awake, but you're actually in a coma or a dream.
Yes, because who are you except for a collection of the experiences that you've had in this life? In a master's mind, there are few possibilities, but in the apprentice's mind, there are many. So which way are you thinking? Have you reached that end game in your mind that you believe is where you feel like you only can make the right decisions, yet you're only seeing a few of them? Maybe you need to step back a little bit and actually assess everything that's around you.
Leo.
Ooh, little Leo love. What's going on with those Leos, Mr. Leo King? What are you doing over there? I can't see you.
Hit my jewel thinking about Leos. But I'm also thinking about Leos and all signs that should take my love masterclass right now. It's available right now. Register at highvibe.tv or go to theleoking.com for my 8-week intensive. All the descriptions are there. You want to attract the best partner. You want to figure out relationship stuff. You want to figure out the story of somebody else, the story of you. Does that really work? More than just the composite, more than the Davison, and more than the synastry, and more than just the progressions, and more than the solar arcs. There's some secrets that I'm going to teach you. I have called out more on television relationships that have not worked out and and I'm also going to teach you about relationships of the ones to stay the fuck away from based off your own chart.
How much is it?
It's $150 for an 8-week course. You get way over 8 hours, but it's 8 courses. And literally, you are going to learn how to, in your own chart, know your story about love and attract the right people. And now you'll know how to look up a chart of somebody and be like, I learned the Leo King's way of doing it. And I'm teaching you all the old traditional ways. So you get the whole gamut.
Less than $20 a week.
It's fucking cheap.
Cheap.
All right,
Cheap,
Leos.
cheap.
Leos. Pisces season, 8th house. Hunger, desire, sexual desires. Mercury retrograde in the 8th. Leos are just really contemplating like what is the most intense, passionate connection out there, because with all this 6th house energy of Mars and Capricorn, South Node, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, it's like Leos are just working all the time. They're just like on the grinder. So it's like the only kind of relationships that are going to work are the ones that are like all fucking in or that fit in the kingdom, and that's it. And with Uranus and Taurus, that's more career stuff. And that's where the moon's going to be this week. So it's like with Venus square Pluto, though, this is about the beliefs that nothing can fit in your life or nobody wants to be part of the kingdom that you got to get over. So, you know, there's some belief system issues with Leos. But again, another part of it is like if somebody doesn't have the same belief system as your reality, like you really think that's going to work if they don't believe in the kingdom? Like if they think your kingdom's a fucking like sham? Like, and you're like, what? Like, fucking, you want to sit next to me on a throne? Like, get the fuck out of here. If you don't have the same belief systems as me, what the fuck you doing? Like, throw them over. You know what? They don't even deserve to be on the royal court. Like, fucking throw them out fucking with the fucking bread and the fucking blacksmiths.
Before we get into that real quick, I saw some people asking if they need to be subscribers. You do not need to be a subscriber to take that 8-week course. You just go click on the love class. It's at the very top of the High Vibe website. Boom.
Boom. Yeah, you don't need to be a subscriber. It's actually part of the High Vibe TV school, which is separate from the subscription part of the app or the website. First card the Leo's got is the Queen of Pentacles upright. Yeah, it's time to find that energy of who's got their value and worth and sees it in you, and you also yourself need to nurture yourself this week, Leo, about knowing your value. Do not get in any partnerships or stay in partnerships right now where they're not valuing you and you're not valuing yourself by dealing with somebody that just, let's just be honest, just doesn't see the vision, doesn't have the value, doesn't have the quality. This is quality time. Leos need some quality love. No more, I guess, what were we saying to Geminis? Just to connect.
Mm-hmm. Seeking connection just to connect.
No.
Don't want
that. This is some queenly energy, and in the Pentacles, knowing that value, knowing the beauty too. I'm going to be honest, Leo, it's time for you to find that beautiful stuff. If they don't feel that they're beautiful or they have self-worth issues, like run. Because let's be real, Leos, we don't really have those self issues. You know, I think I fucking look great today, so... Like I want to be with somebody who fucking is next to me that's going to feel fucking great, right? If your partner right now, if you're in a relationship, Leo, and they're fucking not feeling great, you don't need to do that work, but you need to let them know that shit. And there's maybe some issues there. The challenge for Leos this week is the Divine Feminine card. Okay, so it feels like, you know, it's like, where is that Divine Feminine that's going to feel nurturing? Look at Queen of Coins is a nurturing element. All the queens are nurturing. And so it feels like, who's really there to nurture you, Leo? I feel like there's not a lot of feeling that there's a lot of nurturing energy around you. And I think that that challenge makes it difficult for you to make choices in love and relationships because you want intensity, you want passion, but sometimes does that come with nurturing? So I think that this is about you finding the ultimate nurturing. That Divine Feminine is supportive of the masculine. It's supporting the masculine. It's 2 moons with the sun, right? I think that this is definitely a time for Leos to find the nurturing energy of the value and seeing the value within you. I think that it's about time to find partners and people that really see that you're the bomb diggity schlong. The overall card is the Three of Cups. Holy cow. Yeah, this is a celebration week. This is a celebration week. This is like coming together with partnership that is cheerful, that's excited, sees the value, sees the amazingness. And that you see the amazingness in them too. Like if there's not a camaraderie here of an exciting party and everything, this is a party sexual fucking connection week. So I don't know if we could throw the sex and the party for the Leos. My boy.
Oh, the T-Rex.
Oh, the T. Oh, that's my boy.
We do have a new party thing also, by the way. It's going to be popping. We'll. I think we're going to keep the T-Rex, though.
I love the T-Rex. What did the Astro card that overall gets? The third house of stimulation. Communication. I think that, you know what? Part of the nurturing element is like, how is anybody going to nurture you or you feel nurtured if you can't even feel like you're on the same message or the same environment? I think also third house, it deals with the environment, right? So it's like, I think that's like you need to be around people that value you, value what you have, and see the party that's around you, and that you see the excitement and the camaraderie. You need that excitement. Leos, if there's no excitement in love, it's not love. Let's be real. And this third house has to have a lot of communication to understand what you need, and needs to be willing to understand it. Somebody who's smart to see that you need the nurturing. Trust me, the Leos need nurturing. They have the kings and queens of the zodiac have been doing their own dishes for way too long, and they're going to continue to do them. They're not trying to put them down, but it's maybe nice to get a little hand rub after all those dishes. The clarifying card for that Queen of Pentacles is the World card reversed. So it almost feels like you've been just waiting for the world and love to just finally reach this peak moment, but it just keeps feeling like it's still incomplete. And I think that a lot of this has to do with finding somebody that is that really high quality, that really high vibration, that super duper, let's be honest, Leos, we got that weird like red carpet thing. You know what I mean? Like, if we can't walk the red carpet with you, like, we're not going to put a ring on it or accept the ring if you're a girl. Seven of Swords. Ooh, with the party. So if somebody is acting like it's a party and they're being shady, or they're still not being honest, like they're saying this is going to be great, but then they're not showing up with that, or you feel that they're not really able to pull it off, like you need to be real about that. Because that Seven of Swords, it'll say things, it'll do weird things. But with that three of Cups, it's like, I think it's like, are they showing up for the party really or not? Or are they saying they are and then they don't? So that's going to be a clear indication for you this week, Leo. Man, this is crazy reading for Leos. Fourth house, Neptune, Scorpio. Oh yeah, definitely needing to uncover the hidden emotional truths and needing to also find the spiritual emotional depths. So I think that, maybe for you need to be honest about your emotions. And this week you might have to, kind of remove this part of yourself that might not be, being honest emotionally with yourself. And maybe, fourth house is taking care of yourself. Maybe it's time for you to find like some really intense, passionate, spiritual, emotional, intense energy that's got no borders, no boundaries, that breaks those and transforms it. This is an emotional, transformational week spiritually for Leos, especially about finding true connection. And there's a lot of high quality class involved with this. Leos need classy.
Yeah, we need to get out. We need to get out of the world. It's interesting because in the past weeks I had said that I'm not, putting myself out there pretty much for relationship, and I'm trying to better myself. It's funny that I'm wearing these shades because I'm radiating love to myself and I'm radiating love to all y'all out there that I'm ready to bring that shit in. Me being a Leo rising and a Leo moon. That resonated dearly, my friend. Big time. Let's get it.
Well, I'm happy
It's
to hear
time.
that because you deserve a dog.
Oh, lovey, lovey, lovey.
Who's
I'm gonna
next?
Sing some love songs. A ballad.
I'm not cheating.
A deep
Some
love
people think I'm
ballad.
cheating on this thing. I'm not cheating. I'm not
Hey, if you
looking.
ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Got cancers.
All right. I was hoping for Scorpio.
Scorpio
there,
tends to
but-
just keep coming up really far in the back.
Yeah, well, like I said before, you got to save the best for last, or whenever
The best,
Scorpio
the
comes
best
up.
for last.
Whenever it comes up. We got the Cancers there. Cancers could use a little love help, right?
If anybody could use some love help, it would be everybody that joins the Love Masterclass. If you go to highvibe.tv or theleoking.com for my 8-week intensive, all about how to attract a partner. There's everything on there. Learning your own chart, learning all my secrets, learning all the traditional ways for relationships, but with my secrets, with my way to help you read your story and somebody else's story. And I'll make you attract the partner that you want using your own astrology. Yes, Cancers can definitely use that one. They've got all the planets, the most of anybody in their relationship house. And it's like Cancers, I know I'm so sick. They're so sick of hearing about relationships. I think actually, if I was a Cancer, I would be so sick of just hearing about relationships. Fucking relationship. Well, you know it's true, Cancer. One thing, I'm just going to be honest, this is just a little bit of like an astrological pet peeve as an astrologer about Cancers. I'm just going to put it out there right now because we are in Deep Love Tarot. This is a fucking crazy, wild fucking show. We are the edgy fucking spiritual network. Like,
Deep.
what are you doing still? Like, I just am like, Mars in the South Node, you have to re-identify the kind of relationships you're in because this is a week with Mercury retrograde, the sun in Pisces, the new moons happen in Pisces. This is your 9th house. It's like your stories, your dreams, your visions have to be re-identified about the people in your life. And if these characters of these love characters in your life really are going on the vision because this is a Venus in your 10th house going to square Pluto. So Venus in Aries in your 10th square Pluto. It's like, oh my gosh, are these relationships actually the authority or have the authority in themselves? And are they advancing you forward in your life? And are you going forward? Is your career going forward? Is your goals going forward? Or is it just stagnant? Or are you in a career that you hate or that you wouldn't want to be in because the kind of people and the kind of partnerships that you're in right now? And I think for Cancers as well, and single Cancers, I think a lot of it has to do with this Uranus in the 11th house. Like you need to go explore new people. If you find somebody exciting and different and wild and edgy, like, come on, Cancer, you know there's something calling you to a new world. There's something calling you to a much more exciting place. What the fuck is going? What the fuck? Watch spiritual dance music. Maybe that'll help you.
If you know, you know. He's not crazy. That actually meant something.
Yeah, what the fuck? You know what is what. So, come on, Cancer. I'm trying to get you to your real dreams here with love. But you have got so many fucking chains. It reminds me of like the Scrooge in the Mickey Scrooge fucking Christmas, and when he deals with the fucking ghost of Christmas past and he deals with Donald Duck and the chains.
So we're not talking whips and chains, kinky little Saturday night affairs, are we?
No, but
No.
maybe Cancers need to listen to a little Alice in Chains and fucking go out and have a fucking better time with people that are a little bit more edgy and wild and different. You guys got Uranus and Taurus. Guess what? You guys need to be around quality people. You know why? Because those quality people, the best people, are going to make you feel safe and comfortable because they're the best for you.
Yeah, don't forget that safe word too.
They need safe. But
Safe word.
they only get safe. And why is Libra their 4th house? Let's teach a little bit of astrology here. Because the relationships they choose are the emotional place for them. Cancer's home are based on the relationships they choose. Whether it's their mom they still live with, whether it's their best friend they still live with, whether it's the lover they live with. It's like, That's their safe place is relationships. But if the relationship's fucking not fucking great and they're like feeling uncomfortable or they're not feeling fully like they're getting all the emotions met, it's the relationship. First card for these Cancers that they got is the Temperance card reverse. It's time for you to freaking stop going in this like, everything's all beautiful and all going the right way in timing. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're in a time where the schedule needs to change. There's something about relationships right now too that you've been spending a lot of time on, and I'm sorry to say. Or if you've been single and you've been still hanging on a relationship, like you're going through like a 5-year divorce or a 5-year breakup or anything like that, Cancer, or you're just continuing to go on this like, well, it just is playing out as it should. No, Temperance card pulls out this whole slow like growth and says it needs to change. Temperance says like we need massive change now. We're not going to wait anymore. This is not going to turn beautiful by just continuing for it to hope to turn beautiful. Like it's like literally sitting and watching Kim Jong-un's father, who's dead, who is in the Capitol building of the North Korean fucking regime, who's in a glass container dead. If you think that motherfucker's gonna get more fucking less pale and turn into this fucking magical guy of the fucking communist fucking North Korean fucking party and come back and be beautiful, call Dennis Rodman up. I'm sure he's fucking smelled the whiff of that motherfucking dead guy.
Well, maybe we're gonna have a Star Wars situation where they, they unfreeze him in the future and he comes back to rule the world. Like
Austin Powers style.
Yeah, or Austin Powers. One of that too. Maybe he'll come back and he'll be a really good guy. We don't know. We can't judge him on his next life.
Well, it's telling Cancers to not wait because it could be a while and a long time before that would happen. And then if you remember in Austin Powers, when he gets unfrozen, he's got to take a pee. And that pee takes a little bit of time. It's like evacuation, come. Evacuation, come. He's got to let that piss out still. And I think Kim Jong-un's father wouldn't have the best smelling pee. Look at this. Your challenge card is the water emotions. I knew it. I felt it. I was calling it out with the Libra fucking 4th house shit going on with fucking Cancers. Emotionally, what the fuck? Blocked. Challenged. Come on, Cancer. Why are you blocked emotionally? Let's just think about this one. You really getting the best? Moon's going to be with Uranus with Mercury retrograde. Got Sun and Mars. Gosh. This Temperance card is like you have been just sitting and waiting for some sort of emotion to change. And I'm sorry to say, it just has reached a point where it's not going to change. Your overall card is the 4 of Cups reversed. You are fucking thinking that the best thing in the world cannot come your way. And then even if it does show up your way, you fucking don't accept it. You're like, no. Or you keep making up. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the issue, Cancer. You make up in your head that God has brought something good to you when somebody does something that's not even that great.
Like, oh, here's a McDouble for you. Now you love me and you're mine.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like let's say if it's a girl and it's with a guy, it just says, keeps thinking, oh, you know what? He just farted. I think he really likes me. That means he's comfortable with me more. That's the gift you were waiting for? Wonderful. Oh. Cancer's got the yacht of destiny on that water. Ooh, yachts are not easy. I was born with 3 of them. So let me tell you, it is a weird angle. That means that, the way that you have to get through this weird emotional thing is like you need to go where God is pointing, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Yachts are uncomfortable. You need to go to the uncomfortable place emotionally and deal with some of these relationship situations. And I don't know why. The Temperance card is always like hanging on to something, waiting for something to finally turn. It's like waiting for fucking some vampire or some zombie to wait to come out of the grave, and you just keep doing a seance and it's not happening. Well, what did you get there? Oh, snappies. You got the Knight of Cups reversed. You are so afraid to move into new destinations emotionally, and you keep pulling back and not in your power emotionally at all. It's like you just are not willing to fucking take that Knight energy and move forward into new emotional situations. You just keep holding off. You just keep holding off. You just keep pulling back, or you keep looking back, or you keep looking at the past and how it was, or maybe that'll come back around, or this is just not going forward at all emotionally for you right now, relationship-wise, and you need to fucking move forward and try something different and new. Oh my gosh, you got the Lovers card on top of that Four of Cups reversed. You got the Lovers card, and you got the Botticelli Lovers card with the Botticelli, the birth of Venus. These are the two lovers that are the divine masculine and feminine that are together in the left portion of the painting. I would say that this Lovers card is saying that you can have the most amazing love in your life, but you need to be willing to actually accept the great love in your life, and you need to stop fucking making up shit about some people or some relationship that's not working out because it's not allowing the true love in. I don't know why, but also like great love is trying to come into your life and somehow you're just not seeing it. Maybe you should take my love masterclass. Starts Wednesday. Third house, Virgo, South Node. This is the issue. You are focused on staying in the same environment, in the same routine, and you need to stop. It's time to go into a magical new story and adventure, and you need to open it up and take some new opportunities and risks and go into some new exciting places, because you keep staying in the same environment and expecting everything to change, and it's not changing, Cancer. And I'm sorry. You picked this reality and you thought it was going to be something. And what do people do that are sane? They make a change. Like, if you have fleas in your house, what do? You bomb the house. And if the fleas keep coming back, you tear the floorboards out. If the fleas keep coming back, you fucking move.
Yeah, Cancers, it's like...
Oh wait, hold on. They're in relationship trouble. Don't let them get away yet without getting that video. Sorry, Cancer.
That one?
That's the one.
Yes, but picture yourself. You're standing at the edge of this beautiful stream. Though it might look a little tumultuous. But on the other side of the stream, there's this beautiful bench. There's some nice picnic trees. There's all this goodness that you can grasp. It's almost there. But something's holding you back. It might be the fear you're telling yourself, oh, I can't swim that well, so I can't wade in the water. Well, that water is your emotions. What is it that you're actually afraid of, Cancers? You got to get those stepping stones and work your way through. Okay? Don't just drown yourself in the sorrow. Swim some laps, fight that current, and in the end, you will better yourself.
Hey, Craig, you designed that graphic for Cancer. Look at that little sea urchin. Isn't that like a little happy sea urchin that's moving and swimming in the direction it wants?
It is. I didn't actually do that sea urchin graphic. It's a little...
Well, you
I'll
put
make
the
it
whole
bigger.
graphic together.
Yeah, I put the graphic together, but this artist, she did a bunch of awesome things. But yeah, look at that little...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Zoomed in. I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, there you go. Up close and personal.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Like that.
You need to be like...
Be like that.
Like that. But this little Cancer is willing to go into the magical universe, and she ain't afraid, and she ain't looking back at that partner that's a piece of shit.
Nope. Wade that water. Maybe it's only waist deep.
Woo!
Could be
I love
reversed.
how Craig just got all he handled the cancer much better than I did, because I just like made every cancer just fucking have a fucking panic attack. But he did the right thing of doing the story and helping them feel comfortable and emotional. But my Leo ass just like, like, come on, remember, I'm the sun. When the sun's bright, I shine that light on you, motherfucking Cancer moons. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So I'm not going to, you know what? Sometimes you need a good Scorpio Cancer to they know how to tell you and do it the right way, but they're really slipping it in fucking behind. It's like a little like, hand on the booty, you know what I mean? Aquarius!
Well, maybe they need a little pat on their butt to get them across
A little
that
pat
river.
on the butt.
Just come on.
You know what I mean?
You're looking back for mommy and daddy. You're looking back to the past. No, just keep on pushing forward. It's okay.
You're
not gonna get
Cancer
hurt.
is like, I love you all, but man.
You got it. You can wade. The water's not that deep. I promise.
The water's deeper.
You might be a little,
the
might be a
water's
little too
deeper
shallow
in the
for
shitty
that
situation. Like, you're at the Mariana Trench. There's nothing but going up. By the way, if you don't know the Mariana Trench, 35,280 feet, deepest fucking place in the ocean. I think that's the exact number if I remember from oceanography. Might be a little off, but I'm pretty close. 35,280 feet feels right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. So look up the Mariana Trench. You can hang out there with James Cameron all you want. But maybe you need to listen to some Beatles, Yellow Submarine, and take that Yellow Submarine fucking. All right.
Aquarius.
Love Masterclass. You can register now at highvibe.tv, or make sure you get at theleoking.com. Be part of it. It starts Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Super easy. You just register, you sign up. You get an email with the link to watch it live, or if you can't make the live, you get the recording and you're part of the class. It's done in a class style, so it's not going to be feeling like you missed out on a live thing.
It's pretty cheap too, right?
It's super cheap. It's like $20 for the 8 weeks each week. Like it's like $150. I mean, $150, and you get over 8 hours of literally how to like learn how to attract the partner of your life, to deal with your relationship issues, to pick the right partners, to which partners not to look based off your own chart. I'm going to teach you how to look at your own chart, and I'm going to give you PDFs on like, okay, this is this rising sign, this is this Venus, this is this Mars, this is these other, and all my secrets. I'm giving away all my fucking secrets. Secrets make friends. Speaking of secrets, Aquarius.
What's their secret?
Aquarius. What's going on? You have a lot of planets in your 12th house. You have a lot. You have Mars. You have South Node now. You have Jupiter. You have Saturn. You have Pluto. And those are planets. Okay? So you have Mars on the South Node in your 12th house. Okay. Aquarius, this is good for spirituality time, but partners-wise, I'm going to take a little bit more of a storybook, okay? All right, Aquarius, like, your relationship life is a little bit funky right now, okay? Because one, there's all this 12th house energy. That means you're dealing with all of like, it feels like challenges. It feels like blocks. It feels like things are taking time. It feels like your soul's waking up. It feels like you could be trapped a little bit. Maybe you feel like life is, especially Capricorn 12th house, like the dream is not really that great. It's like, I thought this was the ultimate dream. And it's like, not really. And with all this Pisces energy dealing with your self-worth, Mercury retrograde there too, it's kind of like, are you feeling like you're getting the most highest quality? Because remember, Aquarius, you're my opposite sign. And I'll be honest with you, Aquarius, like you like it good too. Look at Jennifer Aniston. When she's over it, she's over it. And if it's not the best, like she's been through all the best guys, I guess, right? Like, but with you right now, you're dealing with this kind of weird self-worth thing of like, can you have the dream that you really want in your life and love? Or are you just going to be dealing with the blocks? I think that you need to look at your emotions now. Uranus in your 4th house. The moon's going to meet with it this week in a sextile to Mercury retrograde in your 2nd house. I think that this is a time for you to actually not be afraid to emotionally make changes into better positions. And you need to also realize that the emotional world for you is a place that maybe you don't understand fully. You are having to advance. You are having to learn to go forward and to find quality emotions and maybe not be so, I don't know, like so stubborn about how emotions should feel. Like you're an Aquarius, you're supposed to be cool and groovy, baby. But what happened? Like, why did you turn into this weird emotional, like it needs to be this way emotionally, it needs to be that way and all that. You need to break free of the stubborn emotional way and you need to like realize that you need to be cool and then you'll attract cool people. And I think that with Venus and Aries in your 3rd house, it's how you communicate. That I think that the idea of the environment that you're in, the idea that the way that you communicate and subconsciously to people is kind of unflattering. So how you communicate and how you put out your communication, especially if you've been hermiting a lot, not going to be easy to communicate to people when you're in hermit mode in the 12th house. So you need to communicate to people from a cool place and from a higher spiritual place and a much more loose. Loosen up, Aquarius. I know you feel like I'm really loose. Like, it's like, no, when it comes to relationships, loosen up. You got the Hangman. Oh. So this week, the Hangman is not bad because it keeps you stuck in a position because you need to see something. God's like, you need to see something that you're not seeing. So I'm going to stop this. But it also means that it's like, have you put yourself in a position, Aquarius, where you're like in a position where you're in a relationship that maybe you need to relook at or examine because you're just stuck? Like, it's just like, you need to pay attention to it. Or if you're single right now and nothing's going on, it's like, there is something that you need to pay attention to that is causing this to be stuck. This is not because people don't like you. And maybe it's more about like what you're doing and why they don't like you, or maybe what you're doing that's not even allowing you to have the access to people in your life. But you're definitely in a stuck position and you're definitely hanging yourself. Like there's something about this also being about where you need to figure out what it is that's going to have that enlightenment. But it's almost like I think that you continually are shooting yourself in the foot, a lot like the Democrats right now. You have power as your challenge. So you're not stepping into your power of yourself. And you know what? Or you're overusing power. You're trying to be too powerful, or you're trying to overpower a situation in a love situation, or you're trying to, or you're not in your power yourself. I think with the Hangman, especially in the power and challenge, I think that you're not in your own power. And I think you feel stuck and you don't know what to do. But I think Aquarius, it's like you need to just go into what you want, try something out, like give it power. Like, and with the Hangman, it's like, do you really need to stay in between these weird worlds in love and relationships? Like, go for it. This is an energy to like take some sort of action and go for it. You don't have to be stuck, but for some reason, it's like you're backing off on the throttle. You need to fucking push the throttle on more. Get the King of Pentacles upright as your overall. Yeah, you need to step into remembering that you are great, that you have so much self-worth and abundance in your life, and you have amazing things to offer, and you need to go show that. But people don't know. So I don't know what video to show these Aquarians, except that maybe they need to show people how they are. What would you pick for that one?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What was the question again? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
It's all good. Like, if somebody just needs to start to put the throttle more and go after what they want more and be out in the world more and start, maybe they need the party. They need fucking T-Rex. That's what they need.
I think it's time that everybody gets out into the world a little bit.
I agree.
Well, and with that Hangman card too, it's actually, doing almost that we're holding ourselves back as well. Limiting that funness, limiting that love and abundance. We do it to ourselves all the time.
Even if you got to wear a mask. If you're in Italy or Iran right now, like, you can still go out. Until the WHO tells you not to.
Well, they're canceling concerts over there.
I know. So Hey, but you know what? Get on a fucking dating app and call somebody over. Maybe you have some issues. You know what? This is an interesting thing my guides are saying. It's like Aquarius might have issues of being like, love needs to look this certain way. It's like, well, what if like in America, the coronavirus takes over? How are we all going to go date? We're all going to have to Netflix and chill that motherfucker. So have you ever thought about that? It's like being in school when it rains and everybody has to eat inside. I hated that as a kid, but you know what? We had to do it.
You have to
Aquarius,
watch movies.
what are you doing? Are you fucking, does it have to be this certain way all the time? Like, are you hanging yourself? Are you not giving yourself the power to invigorate the quality of the greatness that you want to feel in your life? Your overall card that you got is the Mercury retrograde. You have to reinvent over that power. Yes, you need to rethink about how you're putting power into situations. Maybe you're not putting enough. Maybe you're not fucking putting yourself out there enough, especially. That's what I'm feeling, especially with this third house, Venus square. Like you're not communicating the correct way. Sometimes communication doesn't have to be literal. Sometimes it's about the way, well, it can be literal, but it also is the way that you're putting yourself out there. That's the third house. The third house is the messenger. It is the flirting house, that there's flirting issues, Aquarius.
Flirt.
There's flirting issues. The reason why you pulled the hangman is, wow, you got the 9 of wands. So you are definitely in a protective state. You're like protecting nothing. You're protecting being stuck. What? And you got the Chariot reversed with the King of Pentacles, so you're not going towards the most amazing life that you could have in relationships right now? You need one Ganesha card. Holy shit. All right, man. Jeez.
They're limiting themselves.
Wow.
What is Ganesha going to say? Fix the funk for the aqua life.
Wow.
Because when it comes down to it, you can't fake the funk.
No, you cannot fake the funk.
You
But
cannot.
Aquarians can.
They need a little brass in their life. Little sexy sax playing in the background.
Oh, man. I'm having too much fun. Okay. Your Ganesha card to get through all this. Ganesha's trying to come through right now. Oh, call Ganesha. Fulfillment. Yeah, you need to fulfill those holes in your life. Good thing Ganesha's got a lot of hands. You know what I mean? Got a lot of arms and a trunk. Lots of trunks. A lot of things that you could be fulfilled with this week. Why are you not fulfilling yourself, Aquarius, for what you really want? Ganesha's trying to fulfill you, and you don't want that. I don't want to wait. What's up with that? I'm throwing Ganesha at you now. First house, Capricorn, Pluto. Holy shit, this is you need to completely remove the blocks in what you want in your life, and you need to take action and transform and get more fucking what you want and taking steps towards it and taking some action in your life by actually doing it and by fucking making a change and actually taking the steps and actually taking the authority over what you want in your life and getting it and experiencing it, and stop cock blocking or vagina blocking yourself.
Say yes. Say yes. It's a lot easier than we think, you know. We say no all the time, or at least we listen to that voice that is not us inside of our head.
Don't forget to show them boring relationship, because that is what they're at, or they could have the fucking T-Rex.
Well, I mean, they're two complete opposite things. Are they boring or are they T-Rex?
That's going to be their option this week.
I'm going with T-Rex. I told y'all I'm radiating love tonight.
I know you're radiating love.
Radiating that love tonight.
I'm radiating love of truth. Show them boring to remind them that story's got to end. It's got to end. Because they're just sitting at their houses doing this.
When really could be this. Radiate that love, baby. Radiate that love. Let that love shine in.
Oh my God. I'm glad that you showed that. We
all
got
need
the
a little-
Taurans now.
A little back scratch in our life. There's not many things better than some nails digging in your back.
No.
Not much.
Or a good Taurus.
That could be right too. I don't know. I can't speak on that.
Well, Taurus is going to go feel good.
I've never had a
no matter
Tauran.
what. Mm-hmm. Even if Taurus is in the shittiest position in their life, like trust me, they're handling their own biz. You know what I mean? They're taking care to feel good.
Is that Jewel?
I got a moon Taurus. Yeah, like I'll be that kind of guy on my deathbed and be like, "Give me the jewel,"
Give me that Jewel.
with the oxygen mask on. Like I'll be like, "Give me the jewel."
Give me that.
You know, like
I'm all about that flower power.
I'm all about whatever makes me feel good all the way till the end of the fucking road.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean,
Like,
are-
look,
we're-
I
we're
am
here
not
to
going to die on my
experience and
deathbed and be
enjoy
like,
ourselves.
"Oh man, I just cockblocked my own life." Like Jesus Christ,
no.
I made it this far.
Well, you know, the good thing is once you do get to that point, once we all get to that point, we get to come back and do it all over again. So congratulations to us.
Yeah, that means, you know what, if you've already come back to this life to go to the Love Masterclass that is going on for the next 8 weeks, so you can register at highvibe.tv or on the leoking.com. It's actually a lot easier than leoking.com. You just click, it's right there, right when you go to the website. Bang.
Well, let me change that then.
Why not? Like, let's promote the Leo King. When was the last time any of you all went to the leoking.com? I just did a website update. You guys want to catch up on some of the new Leo King shit that's been going down. But
That switching on the fly.
switch on the fly.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing, you know?
You want to try the
Bam.
partner of your life?
Look at that.
Go to leoking.com. I want to do it like all like old 80s, like wait, hold on.
What was that supposed to be like?
Like the bouncing ball. Remember they used to be on things like
Oh yeah.
do 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 do. But it would be a lot cooler noises like what the leoking.com.
Yeah, let's just pull some
All right,
cards.
Tauruses.
Enough of that nonsense.
Speaking of nonsense, no, I'm just kidding. I think that this is a great week for Tauruses. Believe it or not, I do. I think that Taurus is in a great place. Mercury is retrograde in your 11th. The sun's in the 11th. You got to go out. You need to go have some fun, Taurus. You need to go out and meet some peeps. You need to go out and see. And if you're in a relationship, I've been saying this one for a couple weeks now, but this one's going to get really intense this week now. Are you in weird places with some relationships? Like maybe you need to re-examine that. Maybe you need to not put so much hope or so much optimism in some places that you know are not going in the right direction. But I would say that for the majority of Tauruses, this is a time to expand their lives into new people, going out and being social more. Uranus is in your sign. And even though, yes, Venus is going to square Pluto in your 12th house, yes, I think that you are dealing with realizing that it's time to expand your life and stop hermiting and stop, or there's those rare Tauruses that have Venus in the 12th that are in toxic relationships that are really bad. But I think that one's going to come up. Or if you're still trying to deal with some ex-lover or you're dealing with some sort of weird sex cult relationship, I might need to stop doing that. But majority of the choices out there, I think, are really ready to come into a much more beautiful alignment with people that are much more ready to see them for who they are, same belief systems, ready to go and, see the new you. It's Uranus in your sign. The moon's going to meet up with that with the Mercury retrograde. This is a great week for you to go show the world who you are. It's a great weekend for Tauruses to find love. I would say that this weekend's the best, especially after the Venus square Pluto and with the moon in your sign and with Mercury sextile Uranus. This is a great week for Tauruses, but this week I think this is you shedding off and realizing, okay, if you're hermiting and you're not going out much, why, and get that out of your system. Or if you're in a really toxic relationship that you're in some crazy fucking weird situation with around a bunch of weird people and they have weird friends and it's making you act in weird ways, like you need to put an end to that one, Taurus. Your card that you start off with this week is the Star card reversed. Yeah, so why are you afraid of new starts? Why are you afraid of looking for something more fresh? It's time for some fresh, but for some reason you want to eat the leftovers. Or, yeah, leftovers, good example.
Leftovers are delicious, my friend.
Well, when they're 8 days old?
I mean, 9 days are better, but sure, I'll take 8.
Star card reversed is afraid of fresh and new and connecting with the universe and connecting with love that's from a fresh new space. It's almost, or it's stuck in old relationships or still, the best is when Tauruses are like, oh, I'm single, but I'm best friends with my ex. And we hang out every day and we talk every day. It's like, and you really think a new relationship is going to come in your life, Taurus? When your relationship house is Scorpio, that means it's all in or all out. Like you can't do half and half. Sorry, you can't do half and half. Wow, your challenge is the air element. So I think that a lot of that's social communication, stimulation. And I think that, you know what? You're holding yourself back from those places because you're afraid to start something new or go into new areas or start from a fresh new space. And express yourself from a fresh new space. One thing about the Star card is she's naked. There's a vulnerability about the Star card, about being naked and connecting with the universe and starting from a new space and seeing what's out there, right? It's like maybe you're not stimulated because you're not naked out there in nature in the most beautiful place. You're like all wound up in like some house that you already know every nook and cranny and smell. And I don't care how many times that you try to vacuum that carpet or how many times you try to replace the furniture or how many times you try to do this. It's not changing motherfucking shit. I know that shit. Look at this. You got the 10 of Pentacles upright. Great card.
It's a lot of pentacles.
So this card's leading towards trying to find real wholesome value of a foundation with somebody that really, you can build something great with, build a new foundation, build a whole entire life with, build a family, a community, and energy around you that feels really good. So I think that, this is leading all towards great directions in your life. I think that these are minor issues. One, you being connected into relationships still from the past that you haven't fully cleared it all out yet for some. Others, maybe you're in a really toxic relationship that you need to clear out, or you're just afraid to really step into something new. And I think that you have stimulations issues because you're not communicating, you're not being social, or you're just not being in an exciting place to go find the person to go create something great with. If you really are going to go create something great, doesn't it have to come from a great time and a great place? I would think so. Wow, you got Gemini on the air. So you are definitely having communication issues, okay, and stimulation issues. And the second house is the ruler of Gemini for you. That you know what? You need to realize that excitement is quality for you. Excitement is going to be what helps create things. You need a little T-Rex. You need some T-Rex action this week.
I'm getting quick at that. I'm working hard back here.
You're working fucking tough.
I'm working real hard.
Boom. Let's clarify that Star card reverse. You got 8 of Pentacles upright. So, you know what? I think that, you've been on the same hustle, on the same grind about relationships forever. You've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, this isn't a negative repetitive pattern like 10 of Swords, but I think that it's just a little bit mundane. And I think that it's time for you to not be afraid to realize that you've built all these great things in your life, and starting from a fresh new place doesn't mean that you're going to lose everything. So it's kind of like a internal mental fuck up that's going on in yourself and playing like a weird head game about like you'll lose something that but I also think that you're in a cycle where you're just doing, it's very mundane and you got to get out of that. You did get the 9, what is this? The 9 of Cups reversed. So I think that you really want something that's really exciting and really feels good and fills you up, especially in finding a foundation at home. But if you're not going out and having a good time and if you're not out there going and enjoying life, and if you're overindulging in energy that is the place that's away from that, because you can overindulge, Taurus, and like maybe you're overindulging in Netflixing and chilling too much. Maybe you're overindulging in things that are, in conflict with bringing you to relationships that bring you to the ultimate foundation. Like maybe you're overindulging in a relationship that it's all about sex parties. I don't know why. I know a Taurus that's like with a dude that's all about sex parties. Like it's like, it just makes me kind of think about that in a weird way. But it's like, it's like, do you think that that's going to really build a really good fucking foundational, like cool home? Or unless you want to be in Eyes Wide Shut, if you want to be at that house all day, fucking, hey, I'm not someone to judge, but I think that would get a little creepy.
Yeah, a bunch of random people and
Masks.
body fluids all over you.
Yeah, and then under, they're all in masks, so it's like you don't even know if they're hot or not. And like most of them are really rich, probably ugly fucks who fucking like
they
are
probably have
dirty
really good
fucking
personalities.
politician, like weirdos that fucking like have a pocket full of fucking a prescription of Viagra.
Hey, nothing wrong with Viagra. Everybody needs a little help every once in a while.
Hey, no judgment over Viagra. Go Viagra car, go! 8th house, Sag, South Node. This is your trust house. Interesting already enough, South Node is you have trust issues that you're afraid to expand into, but you need to focus on the North Node in Gemini, which is in your 2nd house. Like you need to go find quality. You need to go remember that stimulation, and to find quality is that you need to be curious, and you need to be curious instead of pondering and blocking that pondering by just like trying to envision it and then not letting that envisioning in. You got to go be a curious little cat right now, Taurus, and you need to go sniff around, and you need to go fucking find what's good.
Little kitty cat. Little kitty cat.
Good luck, Taurus.
Little kitty cat. I wanted to do something.
Let's do
I
it.
wanted to show a little love for Miss Elizabeth Juarez. She's been a day one in there, putting the timestamps, making sure everybody knows the signs that we've done, that we've gone through. So thank you very much. Can we pull a card for her? I don't know what her
Warren?
sign is. Yeah, Elizabeth Juarez. Thank you so much.
Juarez, sorry. Elizabeth Warren. I hope you all know I do not like Elizabeth Warren.
She's a fine lady.
She's got Mercury and Mars conjunct in fucking Gemini, and she thinks Trump's bad at speaking. She's a barking dog.
All right, let's get that card.
I just want to say one more thing about Elizabeth Warren. She would be the worst president in the world just because it would feel like the teacher at school that you hate with you every day. My God.
Some people love school.
No, we all loved school at one point of our lives. Let's not lie. And we all have those teachers where we're like, God, I just cannot be in class with that teacher. She or he is annoying the shit out of me. That would be her every day with Mercury and Mars and Neptune's and squaring it. And oh my God, this and all this shit. Like she would just be, and everybody in America needs to do this. Like I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like I'm like fucking shit. All right, for Elizabeth Juarez, right?
Yes.
I'm going to give her a Botticelli card. She pulled the 3 of Swords reverse. She's coming out of heartbreak. And if she's been through heartbreak or she thinks that it's just been bad luck constantly, that's not true. It's you having to remove all the past situations and move into much more happiness and love. It's kind of like picking out, like if you were to think of your heart, like picking out the toothpicks. They're not swords, like in removing them. And this is a very beautiful time for you because even though it seems like nothing's happening maybe, or maybe there's a weird situation or relationship if you're in one, or if you're single, there's been some letdowns. This is you coming out of that energy and removing that energy and removing all that negativity that's been in your heart life. You know, this is definitely a time of removing this. And it's what starts with inside of you though, deep inside. It's not about the outer circumstances. This is about if you really are just like, that's all done and I'm going to have the best love ever in my life. So the good news is you're definitely, I think, through a cycle of where it's been pretty breaking of the heart, but it's over. So Thanks, Elizabeth, for all your help. Who do we got next?
We only got a few left, right?
Well, we got 4 left, but we got Scorps next.
Oh, shiz. Ain't no party like Scorpio party, baby.
No.
Oof. Ah, love it. Bask in the sun, Scorpio. Bask in the sun.
A Scorpio gave me this Tesla lighter. Tesla coils.
It might be a bomb. Watch out. We don't know. It's all electric.
All electric. It says on the side, Tesla coil.
Saving the planet one lighter at a time.
Well, I thought, for Scorpios, I have a cigarette. Fuck it. All right. We're not going to promote the love school for Scorpios, even though I think they should go. You can register now at theleoking.com or at highvibe.tv for my 8-week masterclass about attracting the best partner in your life. I'm going to go into sex. I'm going to go into love. I'm going to go into the partners that are bad for you, the ones that are best for you, all based off your own individual chart. I'm going to teach you how to do this in an intensive. So it's going to be really fun. All right, Scorpio, this week, you are in Nutville. Have you ever heard of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Yes, that is me.
There's a lot of that going on right now. There's all these planets in the 3rd house. So all the Scorpios are like Geminis right now. But the sun is in the 5th house of love and Pisces and Mercury retrograde in love and Neptune's here. So there's magical love out there, but it's like maybe it doesn't need to be constantly trying to figure out that love, but just like letting that love just flow and not overthinking love relationships too much either. Or if somebody does a little thing and it doesn't do right for you and it's not in your plans, like let that go and be a little bit more open, because really quick Scorpios right now can be like, this little thing, done. Or if they don't communicate in a certain way, done. But this North Node is in Cancer. It's saying to open up emotionally and fully see all the things there, to feel all the emotions before you hammer down like a Scorpio and end it. This week, though, we are going to see this Mars and South Node. So it's like you don't need to try and figure it all out so much, or try and get too pressured about stress in a relationship, or if their life is going to fit into your life kind of thing. With Venus squaring over to Pluto in the 6th and the 3rd, that's a lot of mercurial squares. So it's like, you know what? Maybe environments at the moment don't make sense. Doesn't mean that they can't make sense. It just means like go with the flow and have fun and find the magic and find the love, and then everything will figure itself out. You don't need to figure things out before the love. You need to get the love, then you figure things out.
I've been putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah, so that's a good example, actually. Let's see what your cards are this week, Scorpio. You did pull the Fool card reversed. So, yeah, maybe you feel like you've been the dumbass lately, or maybe you feel like there's been a lost situation going on, like feeling like, sometimes I feel like in love, the Fool card reverse kind of feels like people might be looking at you like the way that you don't want to be seen or something. Or sometimes you feel like you did something dumb. Maybe you said something dumb in a relationship lately and you're like, fuck, I'm just an idiot. Like I fucked this one up. But I think that you can fix this either A, by just not doing that same thing again, or B, maybe even just like being vulnerable and being like, hey, I've been dumb. Give me another shot. So I think that Scorpios are definitely at a time in their life where, it could be a little lost. The Fool card reverse could be really lost, like ready to fall off a cliff. Like maybe you're obsessed with somebody, but you're not looking at the reality. There's a lot of things here. We're going to have to clarify this one a lot more. But it's definitely, not the worst of cards. It definitely can add a lot of fun, but you also want to don't take it over to the edge too. You did get the talisman. The key is your challenge. So this is like where I think that the issue is like you're unsure of exactly how love is working in your life. Like what is going to bring you to it's almost like you, especially with the Fool card, it kind of feels like you're just kind of dumb right now with love. Like you can't figure it out. You can't figure it out. You don't have like some sort of answer, or you feel like there's just like a lot of like hallways with locked doors right now, and it makes you kind of feel dumb a little bit. But you're not dumb.
No more locked doors.
There's nothing wrong. There's just a lot of over trying to figure out things. And maybe this is about backing off on trying to figure it all out, because the Fool would try and figure out life too much when we realize that we'll never figure this whole life out fully. Let's be real. Not even the Dalai Lama or even fucking Gandhi, who wrote about killing himself every day. I don't know if you all know that shit. You're holding a lot of weight. 10 of Wands. But you know, the one thing is the 10 of Wands is about to finally reach its destination. So I think that you've been on a long trail of trying to figure out this confusing love situation. And I think this is the week where you're finally ready to drop that weight, because you're finally reaching the destination of the end of the confusion, or the feeling like you don't understand where love's going or how love's going to work in your life. So I think that this is positive. I think that you're coming to the end of this kind of over heavy situation that's all in the mind, all and feeling like you can't figure it out. The way that you're getting through that is you did pull the Saturn return card. You know what? It's like you are getting a big payoff by, you know what? You've gone through some challenges with love. You've had to learn a lot, but you've grown up a lot. I think that you've grown up a lot with love, and you're at a time in your life too where you also have to make choices. For some Scorpios, like maybe you're in a relationship that's just like doesn't make sense at all, and it's just overbearing, and like it makes you feel like you need to grow up and take care of business. Like, do it. If you're single, it's like this is a time where it's like you've just matured in age, and now you're going to pick relationships that are going to be easier to figure out because they actually make more sense, because you're stepping into more authority in yourself, and you're growing up a lot more, and you're choosing better. You did pull, wow, it's kind of interesting that you pulled the Judgment card reversed over this Fool card. So I think that part of the foolish part about you has been not picking relationships that maybe have the same calling. So it's like, it's a little bit like trying to fit, and I'm just going to use analogies. It's like trying to fit and this is why it never worked for Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Like an intern with a president.
Oh, is that why it didn't work? Just that one little thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, how's that one going to work? She obviously is. There's a first lady involved, but
yeah.
Even erasing that, do you think that he's going to turn his intern into the first lady? Like, no. And she knew. She just wanted some fun. They were both Leos.
Well, I'm not saying that she's a prostitute, but we could have had like a little Pretty Woman situation type, you know.
There's another good one, right?
Romance,
or like the old one, like you can't make a hoe a housewife.
She was a lovely lady. Is a lovely lady.
Who?
Monica.
You know what birthday she is?
Yours?
Mine.
And
I'm like the male version of Monica Lewinsky.
And Hillary Clinton is my
you.
birthday. Maybe those are our doppelgangers. Maybe those are parts of our souls.
Oh my gosh.
I'm super powerful, apparently.
Oh my gosh. You guys are watching Monica Lewinsky and Hillary Clinton do a fucking live love tarot show every week. Are you guys insane?
I hate you. You blew my husband.
But I think that for Scorpios, it's like, hey, maybe the foolish thing is not picking relationships that have the same calling. So it's like trying to just be in a relationship to be in a relationship instead of like, do we have a calling that feels very similar? Because there's nothing more invigorating and less foolish than having a similar goal and having a similar want and a similar passion that's higher than both of you. The next card that you got to understand this 10 of Wands is you're carrying a lot of weight because you're dealing with the Empress reversed. Yeah, I'll be real. You know, it's like, I think that a lot of the weight is some, you know, feeling from the past of not being valued the way that you should have been valued before. And I think that this is about, you know, you don't need to carry the weight anymore of you feeling like that, you know, because of the past, because of some past situation where you weren't valued, that you need to carry that weight anymore. Because it's like, that's weight, that's their shit. That's not your shit, but you've held it on for too long and you're ready to drop it right now. Big time. You did be at Libra second house with the North Node. So it's time for you to focus on quality relationships and relationships that actually value the same things that you value. Value is important to you, especially with that Empress reversed over that Ten of Wands, and we got that Judgment reversed with the Fool card reversed. I think that this is time for you to really pick quality over quickness or just to have it. No more square peg and round holes. This is definitely a great time because it's about relationships this week are manifesting and they're being created, but they have to be created from a place that comes from a similar understanding and a similar vibration as you and a similar value system as yourself. And if you focus on that, I think that you'll hit a home run this week. Like the Angels are 1-1 right now. But they haven't been playing the starters yet.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I know for me, it's been, definitely a path to get where I am right now of learning to love. Because there's one thing of learning to love and knowing how to love, but then there's also knowing how to love within a relationship, which takes time and practice and patience on both sides of the party. Mm-hmm. And I'm worked through situations with relationships that did not end well, but looking back on it, maybe I wasn't in the right place to offer the love that was needed, also, because I was learning that was a whole new thing for me, being in a relationship and living with someone and spending all hours of the day pretty much with that individual. But all you can do is apply that knowledge that you learned from it. Maybe the mistakes that you made, mistakes that you witnessed that your partner made that you didn't speak up for. But it's just building blocks every single day and getting back at it.
Yeah, and you're not foolish to have gone through that.
No, definitely not. No one's foolish. There's no bad situation. It's all learning. You're only a fool if you don't apply that knowledge. You can learn everything from heartbreak and you can learn anything from great situations, but are you going to actually apply that is what it comes down to.
I don't think it gets any more clear than that right there.
Apply the knowledge. I shouldn't have
tried to fucking put in a fucking hard drive on a fucking Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, you should have listened to me, but
But now I know.
Now you know. Listen to Craig.
Virgo.
Boom.
What we have left, there are two signs waiting, Aries and Sag.
Oh yeah, I forgot for all my fellow Scorpios out there. I didn't forget about you on this sexy Monday night, February 25th, 2020, the High Vibe TV studios, live and direct. Craig and the Leo King. Deep love, Tarot.
Deep love. Deep love. Who are we doing again? We're doing Virgos.
Okay. We are doing Virgos.
Well, if you really want to change your life, you should join the Leo King's amazing new Love and Relationships Astrology Masterclass. Go to highvibe.tv to sign up, or the leoking.com. It's really easy at the leoking.com because I got a front bumper that comes out, bang, right at the front. You click that thing. Be part of this 8-week intensive, how to attract a partner, how to understand relationship situations. Make sure that you check it out and join. We start Wednesday. You could start it whenever you want, though. This thing's going to be out there forever, so it doesn't matter if you jump on next week or whatever. But if you want to get the first one and you want to be part of the intro part and you want to get all the secrets, you want to be live with me too, because it's really fun live. Join now, join now, join now.
How much is it?
$150 for the 8-week course. And you're going to forever be able to have this course in your life and have those videos and just continue to learn your own chart. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I'm going to teach you love shit that CoStar ain't teaching you.
Forever.
Or Pattern. Or any of these AI things. Or any of these people that you go to when I go to events and people are like, oh, so the synastry here is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, he's a
You're
real boy.
basing everything off just synastry? Like, Jesus Christ.
Learn from a real boy on a real camera.
The synastry.
real
And then there's this whole thing about twin flames, or if you have this planet with this planet.
Maybe Hillary's my twin flame and Monica is your twin flame. Anybody out there can set up a meeting with me and Hillary Clinton? I would love to meet her.
No, I don't think Monica and I would do too well. I think Monica and I would be good wing people. I'd find her another Bill, and I don't know, she'd find me another Monica.
There we go. Twin flame right there.
All righty. Virgos. A lot of love going on. Or not at all. This is a lot of Capricorn, Mars, South Node in 5th house, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. Jupiter and Pluto are getting closer, by the way. All this love stuff going on with the South Node, but Mars here, you've got to realize that, maybe you're taking love so seriously, or maybe you're blocking it, or maybe you're going after it, but you're really realizing that maybe you're taking it from the grandma's approach or grandpa's approach. This is Capricorn, Virgo. I think that, you got to be a little bit more carefree. You do have the sun in the 7th house of relationships in Pisces. A new moon just happened here. You got Mercury retrograde like in here, and Neptune here. A lot of this is learning that Virgos, the one place that you need to be a lot more easygoing, but not so easygoing to where it goes too far away into crazy land. But there is something with all this Capricorn saying, like, maybe you're too rigid right now about love. Maybe, of course, Virgos are really picky with love, right? So this is a time for you to ease up and like realize, like, give people a little bit of like a break a little bit. Now, with Venus in the 8th house for you, yeah, I think that you are a little bit like Roger Rabbit trying to fucking figure out how to save Toontown. Or you could be a little Dick Tracy-ish trying to figure out every little thing. Or you could be a little Carmen Sandiego.
Where in the world?
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Or it's like Clue. Is it
Where's Waldo?
Colonel Mustard in the
Laboratory?
the study with the candlestick? I think that you have become a little bit too much of like a fucking MI6 in your love life. Every little thing. Like, oh God, what is this? What are they doing? Or how am I? And it's like you're guessing or you're trying to intuitively find, but it's like, express your heart. Just be love. And that's going to bring connection and draw it in. But you're almost repelling love by being MI6 or being all fucking, CIA or just like too. And especially with Chiron there, then there's that whole other part where you're really weird about the sexual stuff and you're really weird about the depth and you're really weird about the heart. And like, I think there's a lot of confusion with Virgos going on right now. But that's why Uranus is in the 9th house, teaching you to be more open, teaching you to explore different areas, teaching you to, if you want quality, you got to be more positive minded about it. You got to be more open minded. You got to be more loose. You got to be more chill. You got to be more open. You got to be more positive. You got to be more understanding. And there's some Virgos out there that themselves are just, putting way too much into situations where the person isn't reciprocating anything back. Then, yeah, you got to put an end with that Venus in the 8th house. But it's like, I got a feeling though with Virgos, it's like there's more of them out there that are putting way too much rigidness, way too much like it's got to look this way. And it's like, gosh, you sound like a grandma who's at a fucking retirement community who's looking for like the ultimate dude. Like, I mean, like, let's see what the cards say. You pulled the 2 of Swords of Bright. So I think that you're doing an inner battle with yourself about which direction to go. I think that you're sitting at a crossroads. And I think that this crossroads is something really deep in yourself. It's like, it's not as crazy as you think it is. I think that, you keep maybe looking at things from 2 different sides too much. I think that you keep putting yourself at this, are you always at a crossroads? What's the relationship going to go next? Or, it's like, there's so much rigidity I'm feeling. This 2 of Swords is very rigid too, because it won't make a move. It will just sit there and just keep processing 2 different angles. And I think that, usually in the 2 of Swords, there's a what do you call it? A fucking blindfold on. But you're not blinded. You're only blinded by your inability to make choices or your inability to, maybe see things from both sides and then move forward instead of constantly jumping back and forth. Like, oh, I'm this today. And then, oh no, I'm this person tomorrow. And there's a lot of this jumping around and a lot of just, I feel, over analyzation. Your challenge that you got is the safe travel. You don't feel safe. You don't feel that relationships can just go the way they are. It's like there's trust issues here. I think that you need to realize that relationships work a lot easier when you give the relationship just the relationship energy, and you give people. People come towards people when there's no rigidity or there's no questions or there's no, I'm just going to say it. It's like when you're trying to overanalyze or if you're trying to interrogate, oh God, there's nothing more unattractive than interrogation, Virgo. And you did pull your overall as a 2 of Wands reversed. I think there's nothing more unattractive too when you don't know the world that you want, or you're doubting the world that you have, or you're doubting that you can reach the place that you want in your life. I think you're trying to stay really positive, but I think at the same time, there's deep inner questions in yourself about whether or not you can really have the world that you want in your life with relationships. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, I think that this is what needs to be removed. That's the travel that, like, look at this. You got a 2 of Swords and you got a 2 of Wands. And in between that, you got the safe travel, northeast, west, south. Like, you don't understand the news because you are caught between, in your mind, and you're caught between your heart, that you don't believe somehow mentally and in your heart that you can have the relationship life that you want, or it's not going the way that you want to. And I think that if it's not going the way you want to, then make a choice. Instead of sitting around and waiting for fucking something to happen, or you think it'll safely just show up. No, that challenge is showing it's not going to just safely show up. It's just not going to be like this, oh, it just got all figured out, thank God. No, you got to make a choice, or you're in some ways not believing anymore in the greatness. And I think that, you know, these are kind of low energy cards. I'll be honest with you. You got to get out of that low energy, Virgo. Your challenge to remove that is, wow, you got the Moon card, the Soul card. This is definitely dealing with a lot of subconscious energies within yourself, subconscious patterns, definitely emotional issues from the past. I think that you're dealing with past situations, maybe really old past situations. I think that you're dealing with a lot of, you know, of your subconscious tendencies and a lot of your own creepy crawlers that you got to deal with. You know, sometimes when we feel that other people are being scandalous or other people are being untrustworthy, a lot of it is like your shadow is reflecting back into yourself. And I think your own subconscious could be playing a lot of this stuff out, especially if you don't feel like your relationship life is going to go into the world that it wants to have. Well, guess what? If you believe that, then guess what? You're only going to attract relationships that are going to feel that way constantly. And with that 2 of Swords, I mean, I definitely feel that. It's like, you just keep putting yourself at a crossroads with people, or you keep like doing this. Somebody shows up and you go, like this. It's like, okay, it's like, are we at the train tracks and you're fucking putting down the fucking, like, you know what I mean? Or you're at the toll booth and you're like fucking, like, you know what I mean? It's like, why do you keep like blocking people like this? Like, why do you keep being like, no? It's like, you know, it's like those old fucking, you know, videos that were for like women of like protecting themselves, like, hands off, stay away. No!
No touch.
Why did you get that 2 of Swords?
No touch.
10 of Pentacles reversed. You don't feel safe, that you don't feel like you're built like you or you just feel like you're trying to protect yourself because you think like you want to build just the most amazing place that's going to have the best foundation. But the problem is you're not letting anything fucking really be built there, or you're questioning and you feel like it's all about to topple down in your life. You don't feel like that the relationship is bringing you, if you're in one, a safe place or a place where it feels like the family and the home and the environment is great. Like, I think that, you know, you're creating panic. You're panicking on anybody new coming in and be like, no, you're not going to be able to build anything great with me unless it looks like this and looks like this. And I don't see that, but you're like, you're not letting anybody show up in fully. And same, that's a Venus in the 8th score, the Pluto too. And then those, you know, both ways. Oh wait, hold on. Here we are. Fucking, why did you get this 2 of Wands reversed? You did get the Queen of Swords reversed. You don't know what you're doing with your head, and you are being too cold to your own heart, and you're being cold to other people because you are overly trying to say, this doesn't look like the world I want to, but the truth is you really don't even know what that looks like.
Do any of us
we
really?
all don't.
when it comes down to it.
Do we all really know?
We're trying to paint this perfect picture. But do we really know?
We don't know.
We don't
I
know.
mean, that's why I
We
love
don't know.
Kim's shows, and she has great shows on High Vibe you can watch that are free. But it's like,
It's actually
I
the
had
art
no
that's-
idea what I was going to fucking paint when I painted with her. And I ended up painting a crazy portal fucking god energy named Big Bertha something. Fucking that. I didn't think I was going to draw fucking the way or paint this crazy image that I did with her. I had no idea.
Yeah, you can check her out at kimtabay.com. She actually did this awesome painting that's behind me and the awesome painting that's behind him.
And she helped organize the awesome painting that's behind me that all the people for the High Vibe event on 12/12 did.
Yep. kimtabay.com. KIMTABAY.com.
And then that one.
All the beautiful art that you see around High Vibe is all Kim.
Yes, it is. Let's see what the Astro Dice have to say for the Virgos. Uranus in Leo in the 9th house. All right, it's time to free and liberate your heart, Virgo. It's time to get rid of any of those beliefs that are just pulling you down about love, and you need to explore the radical, extreme, positive happiness that can be had and try bringing that exciting happiness and that easy going and that chill love energy into life. That'll open up all the doors. And if you're having insecurities or you're having some sort of weird shit going on in your life right now that's blocking your heart and your happiness in your life, or you're going into a place where you're starting to bring negative belief structures in, you need to just show it up with love.
Look at that painting back there. Remember that painting. Don't allow that to be you. Don't allow those emotions and those pains to pull you down. Pull you down. You're right there at the surface. Are you going to allow yourself to sink back down into those depths? No. Not today. Not today, Satan. Today is your day.
Yeah, and I like how you said do not allow, and they need to see the relationship trouble video, because that's where they're at, is they're trying to push and pull the way that it should be. There, look, that's a Virgo.
Bang. Boom. Pow.
Sorry, Virgo, it's just fucking the truth. Sages and Aries are last. Sagittarius.
Sag.
On the trail was a Sagittarius. I'm a half horse with a big old ass, and I got a human top.
I know I've been loving those. Was it like the Motar? I don't even know what the commercial's for, but it's got that dude. He's like half of a motorcycle. The Motar, I think it's like maybe Axe body spray. I don't know.
Oh, I have
That's
not
like
seen
the
that
new
one
age
yet.
Sag. Half motorcycle, half man.
Hey,
Full
Sages
beast.
have nice asses. I mean, they have the horse fucking, you know?
Get on the
legs.
flow. Get on the flow if you got that booty.
There's always a problem if a Sag has got a flat butt. I know people might think I'm just talking like, I'm just giving astrology here.
Talking
It means
out
that
your
there's an
ass.
issue with them adventuring in their life. That means that they have insecurities with exploring and opening up new doorways and going towards where they really want to go.
So Hauser's probably got a fat ass on him.
He might. I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while. Maybe.
sick, actually.
Maybe Housy's got a fucking big old ass right now.
As he's got a big old ass. He's sick.
Hey Hauser, if you watch this, fucking, you know,
Get well, Hauser.
send fucking a picture on your Instagram to the world and your Facebook on your next live that you do every day, and show the world your ass in pants.
Get on the floor if you got that booty.
In pants, please. If you guys don't watch, David Hauser's always been a friend of ours, been part of High Vibe. He does a morning live show on his Facebook. You should watch it. He talks about love too. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining us tonight.
He's got a little Mr. Rogers opening, but with a little bit of a twist. All right. If anybody needs,
We're not picking on Hauser. Someone said don't pick on Hauser. We love
what do you mean?
Hauser.
If
Hauser is
people
our
don't
boy,
know,
100%.
Hauser, number one, Hauser's been in my life for almost 12 years now, and in Craig's life for 3+ years now. And we have traveled, we have toured, we rag on each other in the most positive way and laugh our ass off the whole time. We rag on all three of each other all the time.
It's true.
So, and you know what? He's probably laughing his ass off right now about this. So, trust me, we don't put down Hauser.
He's my favorite Sage.
I have videos the first time that Hauser and Craig met. And there was an event in San Diego I did, and I had hired both of them to do it. And I had Craig do the live stream, and David helped me with the cameras. And fucking I had a room for them, and it was in a children's like bedroom at the house.
The tiniest beds.
And they had to go sleep.
First time I meet him, and they were literally like twin size beds. And they were probably about like 1.5 feet away from each other.
I know.
Also.
So I went in there with my camera, and I'm like, "What's up with you two little lovebirds tonight? You guys reading and having? You guys need to be tucked in?" And I have a picture of them both in the beds, like, "Oh, hey." Oh, all right, Sag. If anybody needs the love masterclass, might be Sagittarians. I've been seeing more crazy love stories in Sag's life than any other ones besides Cancer's. So, you know, or if you happen to be a Sag with Cancer in your chart, you might fucking really want to get this school that I'm starting. That's all going to be on Wednesday, about teaching you the master class of love and relationships with astrology and how all my secrets. It's going to be 8 weeks, 8 different courses that are going to teach you everything. Go and register now at theleoking.com or register at highvibe.tv.
Pretty
All right.
cheap. Pretty cheap.
Very cheap.
Pretty cheap.
Very cheap.
$20 a week. Not
Yes,
even.
it is. Usually I would charge like $600 for this class, like my astrology school and stuff, but I'm
I want to make it
up.
accessible to the world. It's all about
Just, you know what?
spreading,
It's all
spreading
about
the message
giving
these
that
days,
love.
you know?
I want to teach people love.
Spread love, show love,
I
receive
wanna teach
love.
people love. Okay, Sag, we're in Pisces season. It's messy emotionally. Woohoo! We could be on a bipolar trip right now. Not saying you're bipolar, but holy moly, you might be feeling bipolar because this is Pisces, up and down with your emotional house. Why do you think? I think I said it last week. Why is all the moons, more moons around Jupiter than any other planet? If you think that Sagittarius aren't emotional, oh my gosh. So it's an emotional, slippery time. And with Mercury retrograde there, your emotions might think like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing in the world in love. And then it's like, oh, wait, what the fuck? And this week might be a little bit of that what the fuck. Just because of the fact that we are going to have all this Capricorn in your second house and Mars in the South Node there, that you thought this was valuable. Or you thought you were being valued, or you know what? Maybe your own self-worth might be actually turning on though from this. So the positive is I think that emotionally you're seeing the value in yourself, but I think that in partnerships you're starting to see where people don't value you fully. Also with Uranus, that's going to be in Taurus with the moon, that's going to be sextiling over to Mercury retrograde that we're going to see on Friday, while Venus squares Pluto in your love house. Venus in your love house square Pluto in your second house. That's why self-worth and value, and people, if they really don't value you, are going to pop up. Or maybe you're trying to put too much energy into somebody that's not that great looking, or not even worth your energy or worth your time. Or maybe you've attached so much to somebody and you're relying on them financially, you're relying on them in a way that's really like not love, but just more of a transactional relationship. You need to get the fuck out of that, because Uranus in the sixth house is saying that it's time for you to move into a better life and have the best relationships that are the best kind of life. And I think that you need to get out of these relationships that are so about, well, we have kids, or we have a home together, or we have money together, or we have this, or we have that. It's like you're basing love off what? That?
What?
Not love?
What?
And your emotions are messy right now. They're messy. So, you know, maybe you need to kind of cool your emotional jets and actually, with the North Node in your 8th house, get to the truth. Because there's a denial hugely with Sagittarius right now about the truth, emotionally, about what they really want in their life. It's like, are you really just accepting the scraps? Like a dog at the bottom of the table? Like, give me that little bone. I'll eat the little piece off that.
I'm a hungry boy. I need my kibbles.
Oh, wow. We got the 3 swords reversed. All right. So you are going to definitely confront some sort of heartbreak, or you're trying to avoid heartbreak, or you're pulling out of a heartbreak situation. Maybe this happened coming into this week, but also overall, I will say we're going to get more clarity on this, but the Three of Swords definitely brings up like either A, you're avoiding a heartbreak situation as much as you can, even though you know it's there, but I feel more the latter. I think that you're pulling out of a heartbreak situation and realizing, you know what? You don't need to go through this anymore. Or, you know, maybe Three of Swords reversed is realizing like, oh shit, this didn't work out. This isn't what I wanted. But you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe this is a saving grace. Sometimes heartbreaks are the most saving grace. And you're like, thank God. Finally, I get it. I finally get why this wasn't working. Your overall card for your issue, for challenge, is the affluence. It's like, are you really picking a partnership that actually has some sort of true affluence in your life, or some true, you know, like greatness, or are they just mediocre? And I keep feeling that this is where Sag's issues are. They are in mediocre land. Like, Sag, you're a big, badass motherfucker, right? Like, you are a fire sign. You are ruled by Jupiter. You're supposed to have the best, and all this Capricorn's trying to teach you to have the best. So why do you keep picking what you think is the best, but really it's like these minor issues, and it's insecurities in yourself that people are filling up, whether it's a money situation, whether it's a, you know, you don't know how to be alone, whether it's a whatever it might be. That's your issue, though, is like, they're not that affluent. They're just filling up a little portion of it. And that's what you need to follow. And especially with that Three of Swords reversed, there's definitely some weird shit going on about, you know, maybe you need to go backwards and realize like maybe you had heartbroken something that wasn't supposed to be heartbroken. Or maybe you haven't gone back and cleared the heartbreak. And so you're fucking in some weird situations because you haven't cleared that shit. There's something about some weird shit here.
They're just living in the heartbreak hotel.
Well, at least you got a good card here. You got overall the Ace of Cups upright, which is the fulfillment emotional card. So I think that when you actually step into the affluence of yourself, or a partner that's more affluent, and especially you get over the avoiding or some sort of weird fucking relationship situation that's just full of a lot of just not working out at all. And I think a lot of that has to do with like, you know, somebody that's fulfilling you in a space because you feel like they're fulfilling you with something that you're not possible about doing, or that they have more affluence than you. But the truth is that like they are not that affluent because they're just fulfilling a space that you feel you don't have. Imagine if you filled your space up with that yourself, then they would be worth nothing. So you want to find somebody who's really affluent because they appreciate you and they want to do great with you. And they also fulfill you in a great way, and they make you feel fulfilled emotionally fully, because there's like, I think, a lack mentality here of not feeling fulfilled fully. You did pull the Libra card on that affluence, so you definitely need to pick relationships that are of a higher affluence in your life. So if you're dealing with a cockroach, or just somebody that's just not that, I'm going to be honest, it's like basic bitch energy, right? Like, come on. Basic. You're not basic, Sag. I don't know one Sag that's basic. You guys have Gemini as your 7th house ruler. You guys are all about fucking finding your twin, finding the most exciting situation, and you get that really quick. And then it's like, oh, figure that one out. Well, you need somebody that's affluent enough to continue to make you curious, to continue to bring stimulation. And with Libra here, this is this way to, you have to find the true relationship with something that holds the same values and affluence as you, and it's fair and equal in an exchange. It's not like one person's doing more than the other. The reason that you got the Three of Swords reversed is you did get, wow, you got the High Priestess card reversed. You're not following your intuition. You know, your intuition already knows something is not going to work out, but it's like, are you continuing to this week try something that you know is not going to work out? Why are you following your intuition on the thing that you know is going to work out? Or because, you know, one thing about Sagittarius, I will be honest, Sagittarius always have backup plans, or they have other people that are in their sights all the time. So where is it that you have this intuition about something that you know would work, but why are you putting it where the spirit is saying it won't work? That's a weird one. The reason why you get the Ace of Cups or upright is because you did get the Knight of Wands reversed. So I just feel that, I actually think that's the Page of Wands. Sorry, the Page of Wands reversed. I think that, you know what, you're not being honest about communication, or somebody's not really showing the love or communicating the love that you want. And that's not going to fulfill you. What's going to fulfill you is somebody who's going to speak the love, show the love, but also that you feel that you can reciprocate that communication back in the same form and manner too. And I think that if you're continuing where it's like there's that information of love, or that communication of love, or that movement of love is not really happening, or you're delusional about it and you think it is, and you think it's going to show up that way and it keeps not showing up that way constantly, it's like, come on, you need to go fulfill yourself. You got the moon in Cancer in the 10th house. Yeah, you need to make very tough emotional decisions this week. I know that you want comfort, but this comfort is by making authoritative decisions to get you where you really need to go and get to the ultimate goal of the love and the life that you really want to have. And this is going to be difficult because it might be that you have to make sacrifices about something that you feel comfortable about, but really it's not getting you to where you need to go.
Wowzer. A lot going on for those Sages.
Oh, it's just nonstop.
Finding that abundance within themselves.
Nonstop.
And last but not least,
Aries.
Aries.
It did fly. Aries, you just flew off the table. So maybe this will be a great week for you. You might be flying with love off the table.
Bringing all that love. All that love.
Or
into your
Aries
life.
just might be going to the new love masterclasses on highvibe.tv school. You can register at theleoking.com. You can hang out with me for the next 8 weeks on Wednesdays, or just watch the recordings about how to look at your own life in astrology, understand your story, understand somebody else's story, understand how to attract the best partner based off the aspects of your charts and my secrets. I'm going to teach you all the traditional love and relationship aspects, but also all of my secrets I've been using for 10 years of doing Readings Plus, and how I go on all the entertainment shows and call out love and relationship stuff, and I call it out in magazines, and I always get it right.
$150 for an 8 weeks course. Boom. Get it.
Boom. All right, Aries. This is a lot of Capricorn and a lot of Pisces. And so this is 12th house, 10th house. So I know it's all about career right now, all this masculine Mars, and that's your ruling planet. It's exalted. So, but with South Node there, it almost feels like you have all this energy you feel that you need to do to get things done. But, oh man, it's like there's some sort of block, right? 12th house. The universe is trying to clear you out. So if we think about love, what is in the way of your life? Well, one is the trail you're on, is the career path you're on in your life, and the spiritual path in your life. Are you finding somebody that fits in both of those? Venus is in your sign, but guess what? It's squaring Pluto this week. That means you need to have a very deep look and go, okay, this is what I'm attracting in my life. This is who I am. You know, you're an attractive person right now. Venus is in your sign. You might be attracting a lot of people, or your partner might be like, ooh, yeah, what's going on? But with Pluto squaring to that, it's like you need to go deeper into realizing that you need to make choices that go to the truth about really, are you being an adult, and are you making decisions about the best kind of relationship that's for you in your life? Because I think that this is an important time for you to realize that with this 12th house energy, you do not want to go into a relationship energy right now, or stay in a relationship energy that is toxic, or somebody that is not up and up, especially with Uranus now in Taurus. This is about you finding new ways to look at value. And I think that if you keep going backwards and going to the same kind of person, or go to the same relationship situation where you're not advancing forward into a better relationship, or somebody that actually truly values you, and instead they actually are really just there to fucking try and tell you and swoon you in a way of like, well, I can get your career goals met, or I can get fucking this done for you, but there's no spirituality there at all. I think that Aries are running into fucking situations where it becomes not just transactional, but it just kind of comes like a politician, fucking I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. And that's not love. Aries want partners. That's why you guys have Libra as your 7th house. And this is where Juno is opposing Venus in your sign this week. So guess what? Your ultimate partner that you think it is might not actually have your ultimate idea of who you are. They might try to make you who they want you to be. Or you might want them to for them to be who you want to be. If you're in relationships where it's like that, get the fuck out and pack out of that shit, because that's toxic. That's not spiritual. That's not from your true soul. That's from your ego. And that's from this also weird Uranian, energy with Mercury retrograde in your 12th house connecting to your 2nd house about trying to find ways of finding better quality relationships and better stuff. But without the spirituality there, it ain't going to happen. And if you're having money issues or you're trying to do it because, I'll be honest, there's going to be Aries out there that are just doing it for job and money and career and not love. That doesn't go down that too good. Then you're just going to be you'll just be singing that song, Lion Eyes, fucking on the Eagles. Rich old man, and she won't have to worry. Yeah, right. 9 of Cups reversed. So, yeah, maybe you put way too many positive emotions in something that isn't panning out. Or maybe you're a little bit too optimistic about somebody that actually can't fulfill all those emotional needs that you need. So I think that you need to pay attention to that. I think that you need to pay attention to maybe where you're putting, it's not bad to be positive, but it's bad to be positive about something where you know that they can't fulfill all those positive things, right? Like, I already know if I were to go to, I don't know, the atheist fucking convention and go and try and convince them of astrology and be optimistic about it, I already know at the end of the day, they're fucking not gonna fucking swoon my shit. So, but the 9 of Cups reverse is saying that also it's like maybe you're in a depressed space and maybe you haven't been putting enough positive energy into things, and then maybe there are good things happening and that you're not seeing that. But I think usually with the 9 of Cups, it's like a little bit over optimistic, like feeling like there's some emotional relationship that's going to complete you, or this person's perfect, but you're not looking around at all the things. Like, nobody completes anybody. Don't forget that shit. And look at your challenge card. You got the gratitude card. So again, I think that a lot of this is like, you need to have a partner that has true gratitude for you and that you have gratitude back. And it's not from a place of like, well, this will fulfill me. Because that's not from like, and this will complete me. I don't know why I keep getting completely. Well, what was the movie where it's like, you complete me? I don't remember. Was it Vanilla Sky? This is a Vanilla Sky moment.
Well,
okay, if you ever watch that movie when Tom Cruise is with Cameron Diaz, but he really falls in love with Penelope Cruz, and then he gets in the car with fucking Cameron Diaz.
Spoiler
and gets in the
alert.
car accident, and his whole face gets fucking ruined. That's an Aries fucking story right there.
It was in Austin Powers also, the You Complete Me thing with Mini-Me.
Oh, yeah. Was it? Maybe it was the Notebook, You Complete Me, too. But
I never saw that movie.
I feel that, I know, somebody needs to fucking take Craig to a Netflix and chill and watch the Notebook with them and make out with them.
Yeah, hit me up. Chief Mojo Rise in 2 E's.
Yeah, hit him up on Instagram. But I feel that Aries, you know what? Why go towards that Cameron Diaz character? Like, why go towards that character you know is not good for you? You know you're putting too much optimism, or it's like, why even go in there? Like, oh, they're asking me to go to dinner, or they're asking me to go on a car ride, they're asking me to do this. Watch out for that shit, because like that didn't work out for Tom Cruise too well. His face was defiant, like, you know what I mean? And fucking and then he lost fucking the girl of his dreams, and then he fucked it up with her, and then he fucking started losing his mind. This challenge gratitude thing is like, it's going to be clear as a bell who really has gratitude for you, who is falsifying that. Like, it's a false light, because there's a candle here. It's like a false candle. Like, it's like, you know, like these fake LED candles now. It's like, they're nice, but they're false, you know? It's like, oh, no, I really care about you. I really want to do all this for you. It's like somebody's trying to say, I'm going to do all this for you, and you get in their life, and then it fucking doesn't go that way, and you miss your opportunities on the real gratitude and the real places that really can fulfill this. I feel like there's diversion. There's a fucking red herring relationship this week for Aries. Page of Swords upright is the overall, so you can get the clarity and the truth. So I think that, you know what? You need to like look at the truth. You need to call shit spade to spade. You need to ask where people really are at and see if they have that gratitude and see if they can fulfill the true needs. And you need to ask those specific questions before you just hype yourself up into something real quick. And that's actually not having gratitude for yourself or even having gratitude for God. I'm going to call you out for it because it's almost like you're just hyping yourself up because you're just thinking that this thing is just going to complete you and it's going to make you great. But it's like you're not asking the questions and you're not seeing if the gratitude's fucking fully there. Well, yeah, that's going to go out real fucking good, isn't it? Oh, and the way that you get through that understanding of gratitude is sensing. Look at that. You sense it, you know it, so why do it? You need to pay attention to your intuition this week because it is got a good radar this week of deception. And so I think that this is a week where it's like, do not go into something where you sense that it's all this positive, but really it's not. It's false positivity. It's false gratitude. It's false things. There's illusions. There's illusions that you need to get through, especially in the 12th house of the Mercury retrograde here. And I don't want you to get shocked into something, or I don't want you to turn to a vanilla sky situation. The reason why you pulled that 9 of Cups reversed is, wow, what did you get? The 7 of Cups reversed. It's like you need to stop putting all these fantasies out there, all these big dreams, all these big illusions, you're creating this, you're giving somebody who has no energy for you at all. None. You're giving them way too much. You're creating this you're giving Pinocchio when his fucking nose is all the way out, saying that nose is to fucking hold a bunch of birds on it or something. Page of Swords, why did you get that? Oh, the 2 of Cups reversed. Guess what? Yeah, this is definitely some false soulmate shit coming up for Aries this week. You got to get rid of that shit. And this is also past relationship stuff. It's like, you got to be clear on this stuff. There's definitely a clarity about something that is not really emotionally on the same page. This is coming up a lot. There is a lot of illusionary energy, a shit ton. Holy shit. You got to get Ganesha in through here. Oh, we're calling Ganesha.
Yeah. So it was actually from Jerry Maguire. It
was from Jerry Maguire.
Complete me.
And look at how that thing ended up.
I think it ended up perfect.
Yeah, they show it ended up good, but then they show after all the pain and him going homeless and all that shit, and then he falls in love with the kid and falls in love with her, and then they show them happily ever after, and he's changed and he's not a big wig, even though Cuba Gooding Jr. becomes the football player who fucking gets the thing to make him a sport. We don't see if he ever gets another fucking player. And what if Cuba Gooding Jr. fucking falls again and gets hurt? I just lost my ring.
I like to think
what would happen with that? And we don't know. And then knowing him, knowing Tom Cruise in that movie, he loved being like, who's coming with me? He was the #1 fucking sports fucking agent. And guess what? He got that back. They don't show after that. He's going to be like, oh, look at, I'm with this person. Like, I got my life back. Fucking like, what the fuck? Sorry.
He loves her. True love.
Hey, I know all the Tom Cruise movies.
True love.
All right. We all know that's true. That's the way life works. Okay. Ganesha for Aries. Hopefully this helps you get out of this illusion over. There's somebody that you have over fucking given way too much. Generosity. Maybe you're being too generous. Or maybe you think by being with them, it's their generosity that'll change your life. I don't know. I feel like we need one more card for that generosity, and we're going to pull a tarot card. Queen of Cups. You're giving all of your caretaking and generosity to this, and are they giving the same amount back? Saturn in the second house of Gemini. you need to put a stop to the curiosities of things that don't hold the value. And you need to learn to communicate your worth and test the facts and the truth of the value that's coming back. Make sure that you join that Master Love class because it is going to start on Wednesday. HighVibe.tv, theleoking.com. We're going to have a great time every Wednesday for the next 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Because one of the things that I really want people to know is now that Mars has squared Jupiter, so we are coming to the Mars and Venus, the Mars-Venus square. The first quarter square of that, we're coming to the opposition this summer into the Mars retrograde that's going to happen in Aries, opposed Venus and Libra. This is going to be intense. So this is a peak period for relationships and buildup right now. And so this course is to help you through it. And we just had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which ended the one from Libra in 1982, 1983. This is where we're all on the destiny and quest to find our ultimate partnerships in our life right now. And I'm giving you this course at the cheapest rate that I can to do it, to help you all out and to help you understand it on your own way and to actually talk about your own charts, how to do it and through your own charts. It's an awesome fucking class. I've really put a lot of love and attention to this. Make sure you go now to theleoking.com. Thank you so much for being part of it. We love you guys all so much.
We do.
Thank you for making this show literally huge. I mean, we did over 360,000 views last week. And that's not including all the people on High Vibe. And we want to thank the High Vibe people that subscribe to make this stuff all possible and watch all the exclusive content. Because I'll be honest with you, now that this show's so big, like, that's the value of this show. So I know you all love it on YouTube, but we got kicked off on spiritual dance music the other night for no reason. So I'm just letting you all know, when shows get big like this, they usually move to High Vibe eventually. So it's that support. But the more that we see that support, then we can keep things to create new things and keep it going. But it's hard to keep things going if you don't join highvibe.tv. So, and it's super cheap. It's like insanely cheap. Everybody keeps emailing us to put it at double the price that we're at. But we keep it at such a low rate. So thanks for the support. Craig, you got any last words?
I would just say go out into the world this week and show some love and spread some love, and you'll be amazed as to where the day takes you. It's that simple. A little gratitude, a little appreciation, a little love for yourself, whatever that is to you, taking some time, spend a little time in thought. Just be grateful. That's it. Maybe get some funky glasses. I mean, I love these things. They make me feel fucking great. If you're ever out in Venice, see me ride around on the bike, 8 times out of 10, I'll have these on. You can spot me from a mile away, okay?
You know what was last night in Venice was the electric bike where they all ride the bikes.
Yeah, they do that every Sunday.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, like there was maybe 400 people.
I haven't done it yet.
Hey, I would do it with you. They were having the time of their life.
I'm down. We just got to get some lights.
Girls had bubbles. They had fucking huge sound systems on trailers on the bicycles, and they were bumping and partying, and they all are wearing LED lights and having the time of their life, and everybody was fucking having a blast. I was like, this is the party. We should do it.
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's get some lights.
I was like, this is fucking awesome. They just go all up and down up the boardwalk and then fucking all through Venice, and it's like 400 people, and they're all fucking all lit up. It's like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, only in fucking SoCal, only in Venice. That's why all of you all, HighVibe.tv is here. We're from SoCal, baby, and we are the edgy network, and we are going to take spirituality to places it's never fucking been before, because all the fluff is over. Saturn's coming into Aquarius,
Bye-bye.
and we're your network, baby. Don't forget about that. We love you all very much. Please spread this video like you've been doing. You've been helping us out. You've been helping us spread the love. We want to make that spiritual community. Remember, we're all individual, but we want to make us all free of our true selves instead of like fucking caught up into this crazy spiritual community that's fucking lost its mind into fucking this weird fucking like place. It should be fun. It should be wild. It's our fucking true selves, our freedom of expression, baby. And that's something that we're all about here. We love you all very much.
Bye-bye.
Masterclass.